And we're back for match 2 on the day of Overwatch Contenders China. Thanks for staying up with us wherever you are in the world. I'm Mushu Beef, continuing to host here, but we got a new challenger on the board, and we have Panda here. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. New challenger approaches, ready to take on the fight.
Absolutely. We're going to make this quick. We're already getting into lobby. We're in Oasis here. So going to you first, Scribe, LGD. I mean, who are you looking for here on the squad?
Yeah, this is all about DPS story. Eileen and Shai are going to be the big names to watch here. And I want to look at how well Agushra does, just because last week he had a great performance. And I wonder how much room he's going to be able to create for his DPS players.
Awesome. And to you, Panda, HTP, Hero Taciturn Panther. What are you looking for on the squad?
Quite the tongue twister there, my friend. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's the same exact idea that Scribe just said about LGD. It's just a tank and a DPS duo just trying to create space and create a muck in the backline. Look for Wooligal. He has a deep hero pool and Ink as well. Fantastic D.Va and Zarya play coming out of this off tank in particular.
Awesome. Both squads at 2-1, likely in playoffs. But let's go ahead and throw it over to Rapture and Kenobi on the cast.
Hey, how's it going, Overwatchers? We're getting right into it. Our first map, Oasis, between these two teams that are 2-1. Kenobi, are you ready to get into this one?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to get into this. Some great, exciting Overwatch we're going to be having here to energize our mornings, as we're going to see both teams fighting on the point. Both pharmacy battles are going to be something interesting to look at for both teams. Let's see if they're going to play that ground Pharah, or if they're going to try and do that Pharah duel we sometimes see.
And going into this set, both teams 2-1. LGD 7-0-6 in maps. There's a slight map differential difference between these two teams. So going into this is a map, a set that could really determine which team potentially makes it into playoffs. As right now, it's kind of ambiguous.
Yeah, and speaking of this fight, it seems like both Pharahs don't really know what to do so far. We see Eileen here trying to get some damage onto the ground, but both of the Pharahs not very high charge to ultimate just yet. So it looks like they're playing a little bit more passive. We'll see how that's going to be. That's going to affect the ground game here.
Meanwhile, Effort doing a lot of work on the ground, not only getting a lot of kills and demeching Yowzi, but also getting an ultimate built up. So Pulse Bomb ready for the next fight.
Yeah, and it looks like Effort and HTP are just completely comfortable in winning the ground game, huh? They're not really concerned that much about Eileen on the Pharah, and it's actually going to make Shai switch over to that Tracer himself. So, mirror composition coming out from both teams. It looks like they want to fight mano-a-mano.
And Eileen still hanging out, has the Mercy boost. As 45% just breached by HTP. Effort gonna push up, finds his Zenyatta in the corner. Transcendent's gonna usher them in the way in. Tanchio takes the kill on Secret. Effort backing up, still has the Pulse Bomb ready for the tail end of the fight if it's necessary. Tanchio getting pressured by the D.Va. D.Va Bomb upstairs. Shai will pick up Yumu as Wooligal goes down to Zauzier. 117 will pick up the res and Wooligal to try and even things up a little bit. Eileen still sitting on the barrage. Finds the Mercy at one-shot air shot. And gets the two-piece. Wooligal goes down as well. And the onslaught continues here for LGD as they're looking for the remainder of HTP. The barrage finally coming in, but there's a D.Va Bomb waiting for it. And Tanchio plus Ink will combine for a bunch of kills there to even the odds. Now Tanchio with the Winston in the corner. A Transcendent's keeping them bolstered. It looks like LGD might be able to come out on top of this. Indeed, they will.
Yeah, and LGD is going to take this point back, and it seems like Eileen, finding his footing a little bit here. Wasn't doing too much on the Pharah at the start of this, but it looks like he took Wooligal to test. They're getting that 2-tap, and also, HTP committed a lot to that fight. They used the Transcendence just to get the pick onto Secret in the backline on that Zenyatta, so they committed a lot, and it might come back to bite them not having that Transcendence for these next fights.
Yeah, in fact, LGD's pretty ultimate Shai right now. Shai just hitting on that solid one Pulse Bomb as Eileen trying to take care of this Pharah who's boosted by a Mercy. Eileen doing it by themselves.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of nice body shots. Meanwhile, Effort finds Secret Wooligal. Now it's a 6v4 situation for HTP. Eileen needs to get into the fray and join the rest of the squad. Yumu finds Yuzi. And Eileen's so low. Yeah, 21 HP. No way to really get out of the corner there. HTP gonna again retake and are still sitting on the barrage.
Yeah, so I mentioned it before, there's kind of two types of Pharahs, right? There's that Pharah that likes to play the ground game and the Pharah that likes to play the Pharah duel. And currently, Eileen is trying to do the Pharah duel, but he's not getting the kills onto Wooligal fast enough. He's taking a lot of time to get those kills, and that means he's not raining damage from above. And the rest of the team for HTP is just winning the ground game so handily. So Wooligal maybe needs to make that decision to whether he wants to play the ground game a little bit more.
Looks like he's gonna try and still take that Pharah duel up here. Has to respect the D.Va Bomb that's about to come out. And yeah, Wooligal's gonna get caught out immediately by that. Eileen finding the Winston, had the Discord onto him, but the Primal Rage just popped in immediately. 180s onto him. Meanwhile, the D.Va trying to get out of there. Eileen still trying to put some pressure on from above. Is about to have the barrage while Effort still doing damage on the ground, looking for the Winston on the outside of this Primal Rage. Should be able to try and do some damage as they pop out of it, but they're still the focus of this Raging Monkey. Shy picks up 2. Eileen finally letting the barrage loose on Conchio on the outside of that Primal Rage. And that's a full swing there. LGD gets all the work done and picks up all the kills.
Yeah, we've talked about it before in this season of Chinese Contenders. Shy is just absolutely a clutch player, just probably the clutchest player that we have in Chinese Contenders. Ends up getting that 3-piece at the end and just gets the supports out of the way, gets everyone out of the way, the DPS as well. Great job here. Great job from him being that kind of pest tracer that just gets into your backline and no one can really do anything about, because Effort was dead.
Yaozia still hanging out on the D.Va on the staircase, waiting for the other tanks to pressure. That's where Shy's gonna try and work their way into those, little corners there, trying to get some damage hanging around these tanks. Looking for the Winston. Conchio, now with that no bubble there, Shy has to put a lot of damage on, does so. Conchio bugs out, looking for a big mega health pack. Look how much damage Shy is doing, but Willie Gau's not getting kills. Then he finally gets the pulse bomb on the outside of that D-Mac, and Ink goes down. Transcendence coming out for LGD. They see they have an advantage. They're trying to push it as hard as possible, but Effort trying to even the odds. Shy finds 117. Wooly Gao and Effort both sitting on. Oh, Wooly Gao drops the barrage, but also hurts himself in the process. Goes down. They both trade. HCP is nowhere to be found though. It works out for LGD. They take the first phase of Oasis.
A lot of that in that last couple of fights came down to Shy just being basically uncontested, and doing a very good job of managing his blinks correctly, and his recall never really got below that 50 HP hit right there that you really don't want to see yourself go down. And also the rest of his team was keeping him alive. So really good job of the rest of the team for LGD enabling Shy.
Yeah, that was again that hanging around that tank line. Once the space is made, the Tracer can just go in and contest against 2 or 3 different opponents, keeping them all locked over near the mega health pack, and kind of really splitting a lot of the team. So HTP, once the fight transitioned over towards the point, didn't really have the numbers to contest with LGD. And now moving on to University, our second phase of Oasis. LGD up 1-0 and trying to take a quick Oasis match going into this. Again, it is, depending on who wins those first 3 maps here, and this is definitely going to have playoff implications as the set finishes up. So LGD off to a great start here, Kobe.
Yeah, and LGD here is going to come out with the GOATS comp, something we're familiar with. They're just going to try and bully the rest of HTP off the point here, but HTP does a good job of getting the high ground, something that this comp from GOATS isn't really too good at getting, so they're able to free farm, but they will probably lose the point here.
And HTP not running that far anymore might...
Oh, that's a huge pick.
Big pick there by Conchio as they pin Eileen in the corner. 5v4 advantage for HTP though on the point. Wooly Gao though as a quick Dragon Strike might be able to find some of these LGD members in the corner. They finally lets it loose, goes right through. A ton of residual damage, but Effort and Conchio pick up the kills. And HTP will be able to clean up.
And I absolutely love that rotation coming out from HTP. They're going to the high ground, understanding that if we're going to be able to sit up here, Effort is going to be able to hit a couple of shots. Wooly Gao is going to be able to farm up his Dragon Strike really, really quickly. I love the play coming out from HTP, understanding the composition coming out from LGD, and they kind of staggered them a little bit on their ultimate charge. Only the Coalescence for them available.
Yeah, and Conchio for here, Taciturn, Panther hanging on to the Earth Shatter. LGD's going to walk right in through mid with the Coalescence, but Effort on the side gets that McCree ultimate. High Noon. Effort finds Only Wish. Ink will DMEC Ozia, and Shy now hanging back. 100 charge here, but they have to fall back, so a lot of that charge will be lost. Ink trying to maintain their high charge, plus has the Graviton, as Secret also gets caught on the relinquish back to spawn. LGD pushed back to the drawing board once again. Kenobi, and here Taciturn Panther now at 50%.
And this is really not ideal for HTP right now, for LGD right now. They kind of have to go with all their ultimates. They only have the Vita Rally and the Graviton. This Graviton has to be huge from Shy here, or else it's going to not be that great for them.
Oh, dueling Gravitons as the Dragon Strike comes through. Wooly Gao finds 2, gets a 3rd one on the Stormbow, and DMEX and kills Yozia. And then another one there too. Yeah, they're just styling on them right there. And here Taciturn Panther with the entire 6-team kill there, and now 75%. Things looking great for them in the second phase.
Yeah, and LGD, this Ghost comp kind of lives and dies by the ultimates, and when you're adding a Graviton, adding that Dragon into it, it kind of gets a little bit better, doesn't it, Rapture? So really like that HTP are keeping that combo for themselves just for that moment.
Effort positioned again where they got that earlier McCree High Noon. Unfortunately pushed back there by the D.Va. Great play there by Yaozia to body block him and knock him back, so he didn't have the angle to get any kills off the high noon. Eileen now trying to stagger and snowball off of that pressure upstairs, finds two. Here Taciturn Panther losing numbers, and their tanks are split up from the supports. They go down. LGD finally winning a fight at the last moment, and definitely needed to be clutch there, as here Taciturn Panther at 99%.
Yeah, and finally, Eileen managed to get up to the archways on that point over there, getting the DPS off of the high ground. Really good job from him, soloing them both and making sure that they couldn't, rain damage for free basically onto the point. So really good job from them. Hopefully they don't get picked off by this archway again.
Liga has a Dragon Strike, so they can force their way through this kind of narrow corridor area here if they need to. They're just going to walk in though. Tanchio just swinging away on the front line, pushing back Huzia. Shy has about 70 charge here, getting very close to a Graviton, but gets pinned. Ink though now on the other side, 100% charge, pushing up on Shy, looking for a right click, does a lot of damage. Now they're sucked in by the Graviton. Now see a big D.Va bomb off of that two-piece, and only wishing Shy also getting on the board. This Zenyatta gonna go down. There's really nowhere there for them to run. Nice shield though, gonna keep alive. Tanchio saving Yumu in the last second. Now Yaozia very low as well, but it's again the Reinhardt is doing a ton of damage, swinging away, being very stalwart on both sides of the front lines. Yumu now with the two-piece there, and here Taciturn Panther, they're slowly losing this lead.
Yeah, Shy and Xiaoxi went really aggro for that kill, and it didn't end up paying off. They both ended up going down, one of them out of mech and one of them out of the fight entirely. So this might flip completely here for the side of HTP.
A pin goes in, and Guzia is going to be punished for that one. Effort on the Junkrat, throws out a Riptire. That's 3 kills in a row thanks to that Riptire on the tail end of it. And overtime's gonna take away. Here Taciturn Panther almost nonchalantly taking that last fight there and really just stretching it out towards the 100% mark, and now they tied things up 1-1.
Yeah, and with Goat's Comp, it's kind of interesting what I saw from LGD there. At the end, just a little bit too aggro from the tank line. You can't really go and try and get that pick. You got to play a little bit safer, because even though that Zenyatta is almost dead, he does have the Rhine with him, and Zarya was also coming after into the fight. And if you're a D.Va, you're just going to get absolutely melted by any Zarya coming at you. So maybe need to, rein it back a little bit. Ink and, I think it was Ink and Tanchio who went in. No, rather, it was Gushu and Xiaoxi who went in. So I think they need to rein it back a little bit and make some better calm decisions.
This is the last opportunity they have to rein it in. Our last second countdown here, 1-1 between both of these teams going into this. Again, the map differential is so close for both of these teams moving into this set that no surprise that they're also getting a close one here. Shy picks off Effort as they look for the air shot. And Shy shuts him down, so that's a good first blood to kick things off. LGD definitely going to push that advantage. Effort going to get rezzed, and no one's there looking for him, or at least doesn't have the positioning. Shy's going to try and just get the kill again the old-fashioned way, and looks for some angles, but doesn't find a kill just yet.
Yeah, and Eileen, if Shy is going to be able to keep Effort out of this fight, Eileen is going to be able to free farm on this fair, as we're seeing now, doing so much damage basically by himself. No one is near him, and they're getting so much splash damage, and they're just going down Rapture. It's a bloodbath over here.
Yeah, Eileen was like a spectator to that fight, just throwing in missiles every once in a while, like a couple rockets here and there, and no one was really kind of giving him a lot of attention. And Eileen's still picking up Tanchio. Yeah, that's a big stagger there. Here, Taciturn Panther have to wait for the Winston to come back, still low on ultimates. Eileen's about to have Barrage. They're about to have Valkyrie as well, so LGD sitting pretty going into this next fight.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I think I understand the Brigitte just a little bit here, but I would rather see something, like a McCree or some other type of DPS, because you're putting a lot of pressure on Effort here to do the damage to get Eileen out of the fight on the fair. And Eileen, as we've seen, already has that Barrage.
Yeah, Eileen doesn't even have to burn it. Yaozia already has 2, finds Zenyatta and the Winston. No problem. They might be able to get the Mercy too, going very, very deep. Has to watch out for traffic. Ooh. Just gets there just in time. 45% now for LGD. As here Taciturn Panther kind of dilly-dallying a little bit. And Ink, also just as Ink has the D.Va bomb, Effort gets picked off by Shy, who's just been dominating on the Widow 1v1 in this part of the phase of Oasis so far, Kenobi.
Yeah, and looks like it's going to make Effort switch off of Widow entirely. Shy has just been dominating so well that they're going to force the pick off. And Eileen still holding on to this Barrage. I like the patience, waiting for this exact moment. Knows he doesn't need to just throw it out willy-nilly off cooldown. He knows he can wait for the perfect moment to throw this since they're so ahead, like right now.
Oh, Eileen gets a burst kill onto Woolygao, but the D.Va and Co are waiting. Ink picks up Eileen and now going for more. Has the D.Va self-destruct ready and waiting. Sees that Zenyatta and Mercy are paired up together, gonna try and catch her. At least one of them only gets Eileen though. Mercy and Zenyatta ducked into cover, but Ink, that's definitely still better than nothing at least. And Ink finds and body blocks and kills only Witch, so definitely consider that worth it. Effort gets the 1.5, gets the D-Mech and the kill. Woolygao picks it up on the baby D.Va, and just in time here, Taciturn Panther swing things back their way, plus hold on to the Primal Rage from Tanchio.
Yeah, and I was praising Eileen a little bit for waiting for the patient for the right moment to hit that Fair Barrage. That might not have been it there. There was a lot that could have countered it. You know, the D.Va was still alive and there was the Transcendence, and then he ended up getting blown up immediately after that. So maybe not the best ultimate usage, but they did get it to 96%, so they do have a lot of time to try and wrangle this back into their grasp.
And on the outside of that fight too, Effort and Tanchio held on to their ultimates, so they can try just continue to stagger and sustain. Pulse spawn thrown down, forces out the Primal Rage from Guzia. And Guzia just gonna try and hammer down on the Mercy, but has to get out of dodge. Does get out of there while Tanchio, their counterpart, finds Secret. And again, Eileen doing a lot of damage, but there's a lot of pressure on them as well. D.Va has been constantly on Eileen. It's been Ink that's been able to put away some time to deal with the Pharah when necessary. And Effort realized that a little bit, going to try and put some pressure on the other D.Va, Yaozia. Eileen throws down the barrage a little far away, but also gets Woolygao and Effort. It seems like every barrage Eileen throws down, they find Woolygao. D.Va will get only Witch up in the meantime. Ink looking for Eileen. They still got to do something about this Pharah, and Ink's really the only one that's been putting a lot of pressure onto them. They're going to get paid the ultimate price for that, as Zenyatta D-mechs them, and then Shy will pick up some kills. Guzia will clean them up as well.
Yeah, and when Shy isn't being able to be dove on by the tanks of HTP, he's just free farming right now, as we've seen. Already close to that, already close to the eyes already, and got 2 huge picks at the end there. And it looks like this is just a matter of formality right now, Rapture. This is probably it.
Yeah, overtime ticking away for LGD here. Taciturn Panther has burned everything they have. They're about to lose the D.Va. Ink losing that mech, that's going to cost them a lot of money. Gonna have to check the receipts. Overtime ticking away. LGD snags it, and there it is, 2-1. LGD goes up 1-0 in this set, taking Oasis when it goes to 3 phases.
Yeah, and you know, it's pretty close map, and it looks like we're probably going to be in for a series, Rapture. I mean, these two teams were playing very well, very close between each of them, and I'm interested to see what these two teams are going to be bringing out for these next couple of maps, because it looks like, you know, they're pretty meshed evenly. You know, Eileen and Shy got the better hand in this fight, but we'll have to see for these next couple of maps. It looks like we could be getting a game 5 after that first one.
Oh, we could. It definitely could go either way with these teams. We already have a very close and intense set that has happened and grew and will definitely go even farther for us. But don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick break. On the other side of that break, map 2 between LGD and their opponents, and their opponents here, Taciturn Panther. So don't go anywhere. On the other side of this break, more Overwatch, Contenders China coming your way. Welcome back, Overwatchers, to Overwatch Contenders China, the English broadcast brought to you by Broadcast.gg. I am Rapture with Kenobi, bringing you some Week 4 Match 2 of the day between LGD Gaming and here Taciturn Panther. Kenobi, we're moving into King's Row. I know you're excited about that one.
Yeah, definitely King's Row. You know, it's hailed as one of the best maps in Overwatch just because of the amount of comps you can take to it. How, you know, and just like how, you know, good the map is just for the diversity of team comps, and like how it's basically kind of a different map every time. You can switch up your comps in between points from point A to point B to point C. Everything is just so fluid, and you just get a lot of different variety on this map. So I really love that about this map. And, you know, China here seems to love their Genji Widow a lot, but we'll see what they're going to be running, you know, here. If they're going to bust out like the Ryan Zarya Brigitte, kind of just like a death volley comp, or anything can happen on this crazy mapping.
Yeah, exactly. This is where all different kinds of compositions can flourish here on King's Row. LGD, if you're just joining us, by the way, LGD just took a 2-1 victory on Oasis to have a 1-0 lead in the set. And that was, you know, again, a map that could have gone either way, but LGD, with the help of Eileen on that Pharah, was able to push through and get that third and final win on Oasis. Moving on to King's Row now. Yeah, it looks like we might be seeing that Widowmaker Genji on defense and possibly on offense as well.
Yeah, this is pure comfort here from LGD. They love their Widow Genji, and they love their dive tanks and their Zen Mercy. So pretty standard coming out here from them. But from the offense, it looks like we're going to be seeing a Pharah. So Effort and Wuligao are going to be playing. Oh no, Effort's actually going to be switching to the Hanzo. So I like this. Super Shimada brothers are coming out here, Rapture.
I think they might have potentially seen what LGD was throwing down. Might have caught a glimpse of Shy on the Widowmaker, like, no, there's no point in running this far. Let's see what we can do with a sniper of our own, as well as Wuligao. So they're going to have a lot of mobility going up to the high ground. They might be able to give the offense HTP away to rotate on the defense. You can see Effort doing that right now. Picks up a kill on Only Wish and joining the rest of the squad as they go upstairs. Now a 6v4 situation here for Taciturn Panther, and the rotation works out perfectly. Kenobi, they get the high ground, they get the kills, they continue to rotate, and now they control the point.
Yeah, and Only Wish they're dying at the start is really the worst case scenario, and it might have happened because Eileen was a little bit too far deep and got jumped on by Tanchio, forcing Only Wish to dive and help his Genji, but unfortunately he was then susceptible to getting dove on himself and then went down at the start of the fight, and after that, you know, it's pretty much GG at that point.
Yeah, great start for Taciturn Panther, and I like that change on the fly. Effort going over to the Hanzo instead of sticking on the Pharah. Very well worth it. No point in wasting time on that. So Eileen and Shy still sticking on their DPS composition. In fact, LGD has not switched off, and neither is Taciturn Panther except Ink on the Zarya. So now Effort throwing down the Dragon Strike. That's going to help Taciturn Panther just walking through mid, but Yaozia finds Tanchio. And so without that Winston, they might have to fall back here, only on the Zarya. They don't really have too much to continue to bolster the front line. And as they fall back, Eileen dives in deep, gets one with the Dragon Blade. Secret and Yaozia will steal some kills, and Eileen will help pressure the rest. A great play there by LGD as they see Taciturn Panther retreating back to spawn, and now they've stopped them for that much longer, Kenobi.
Yeah, and Tanchio there, unfortunately, as the Winston player, died immediately in the backline, went too far for the supports, even forced out the Primal himself. And at that point, great job there from Eileen to press his advantage, use that Dragon Blade, and get into the backline and get some kills. Stop the bleeding a little bit because they got rolled in that first point, Rapture.
Yeah, great point. So LGD can reset off of that, and Wuligao does have a blade to re-engage for Taciturn Panther, but that's all they have. But YMI just got the Transcendence, so they definitely have a way to get back up onto the point. Remember, Secret has the Transcendence of their own as well, so the second Wuligao pops that, Secret will have the Transcendence ready and waiting. Eileen and Guzia finding two. That's a 6v4 advantage for LGD, is that payload still sticking in one place. They need to get some grease on those wheels, and Secret will find Ink. So at this point, they can continue to move up, and LGD will hold it.
And yeah, that is absolutely a huge, you know, the Transcendence came out from HTP there pretty much by vanilla play there. I don't think any ultimates were committed to force that. It was just, why am I gonna, you know, just had to use it to stay alive. And so they're not gonna have it for Eileen's Dragon Blade, which is gonna come sooner. But why am I gonna be switching over to Lucio here? Lucio Ana, an interesting hero combination for supports we don't see too often, Rapture.
Yeah, we haven't seen Lucio and Ana. It's definitely in a while. Like it's a different kind of meta support duo. Eileen has a blade. Yeah, everyone's clumped up on the staircase. You gotta go in for that. Oh, but they got purple, and Tanchio cleans him up, and it's a huge swing for HTP. Wuligao and Ink getting on the board as Wuligao finds one on Shy, chasing down the Mercy, decides to fall back. No point in diving deep. Ink still getting kills. D-Mex and kills Yaozia. And that payload is once again going to get moving forward. Wuligao and more combining for a bunch of kills.
And that was a little bit of, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me from Tanchio there in 117. 117 throwing down the anti-nade right onto the Eileen's feet there, getting him antied and then not having that healing ability. And then Reinhardt just swung his hammer in his face. So Eileen almost had that huge blade, but just not enough. The Shatter's going to come out here, Raptor.
Oh, but yeah, Ruzia got knocked to the side. Field Shadow didn't even connect. And Dragon Strike also going down. They're kind of just seeing what they can throw at the wall and seeing what sticks. Wuligao still getting kills the brawl away there, just getting one headshot there. Effort picking up Eileen, so they're finding the kills regardless of these ultimates that they just used. So works out in the end for Taciturn Panther, and they pick up the second checkpoint. And
something I really like about this Ana pick is that you are going to be able to farm up Graviton a little bit faster because the nanos are going to be coming out most likely onto Ink here on this Zarya, as the Primal's going to come out and get a couple of kills here, Rapture. It looks like LGD going to be able to stop the bleeding just a little bit longer.
Yeah, once again, LGD finding out a way to just stopping the momentum of your Taciturn Panther off of little resources, just using that Primal Rage and a little bit of pressure to push HTP back.
Yeah, and you know, Eileen going to be switching over to the Hanzo here, is not going to have a Zarya to combo his Dragon Strikes with, which I would like to kind of see. I would like to see Ryan Zarya here just a little bit because they don't have really any defensive ultimates, you know, on the other side. You just have the Lucio Sound Barrier, which isn't going to be able to out-heal through that Dragon Strike damage, so it's interesting to see that can be sticking with dive here.
And Shy just popped walls, so having that Widowmaker ultimate to be able to keep some eyes on Effort and Wuligao as this fight commences. Wuligao and Tanchio though finding kills regardless. Dragon Strike comes through. Effort looking for the Widowmaker kill. A Transcendent Zenyatta pushed around the corner. Shy takes Effort's head off. And that's still a bunch of trades for both teams. Shy picks up another one. Waimai goes down. Another victim, a Secret, gets cut down by Wuligao. Finds a second one for a two-piece on the Shy. A Blade continuing. Gets rid of Only Wish, who's been battered down once more. Wuligao still striking away with the Dragon Blade. Still pumped up by the Bio Grenade, and Wuligao will be able to continue to put pressure on as the Diva Bomb ignites and erupts on the point. There's no one there. 1.38 meters remaining until finally the Lucio gets on. Secret joining the fray, getting a hit around there by Tanchio, who just has to deal with the Mercy, keeping some heals on him, but Effort helps out. Now a two-piece. Finally, the point comes in. The payload has come to its parking spot. And that'll be a completion, Kenobi.
And that was a pretty convincing win for HTP there. They did get a good amount of time here. You know, it seems like 1 minute and 55. That's a pretty decent amount of time. Usually if you roll, it's around that 4-minute mark. So good amount of time for them. But what I really liked from HTP is that quick swap onto a Lucio. Even though we don't see it too often, it seemed like they were comfortable, right? And they had a plan with it. And their plan was, you know, we're going to be able to anti the Genji, you know, have a little bit of CC with that Sleep Dart if we're going to be able to be hitting it. And we're going to have that potential to just run at the enemy team, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it since they're on dive. So really like that pick coming out from them, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see what LGD is going to bring out for their offense.
Yeah, and remember, Ink did get the Graviton all eaten up there by Yaozia, but a little too late. And now 1 minute and 55 seconds posted up by here Taciturn Panther. So LGD still has some work to do, right? Like they still can, like they can complete the map, but they want to make sure that they're not finishing up in overtime. 1 minute 55 seconds. That's still, you know, to just defend that on point A. It's still a lot of work to be done. So let's see what LGD can do to kind of even the odds here and balance the tables as we move into the second attempt.
And it looks like here Taciturn Panther going to be sticking with what they, you know, brought them to that first map win. They're going to be, you know, Super Shimada brothers again. The Genji and the Hanzo worked pretty well. His Effort was able to get a couple of picks, and Wuligao was able to get into the backline quite often. His Dragon Blades were very good, get pretty consistent as well. And you know, we talk about Eileen being this kind of carry potential player on LGD Gaming, but Wuligao definitely stepping up on the Genji battle here.
Yeah, this is Wuligao's time to shine, especially when here Taciturn Panther needs it most. They're going to stick on the Shimada brothers combination. Effort and Wuligao still sticking on the Hanzo and Genji respectively. Tanchio still on the Reinhardt, Ink still on the Zarya. LGD Gaming,
love this.
Yeah, they make a quick change on the fly. They're going to push right out here, Kenobi.
Yeah, they're just going to switch to Goats comp, and I think they saw what was coming out from the other side, so it looks like they're just going to dive right onto the composition. Wuligao has to be incredibly careful here, because if he gets Brigitte shielded once, he's going to die.
Yeah, LGD pushing through the hotel so they get up onto the point without taking damage. as they push around from the statue. Now they find the Zarya locked in the corner. They put 3 players on them, chasing them down. But the Zarya Inc. is pulling them all the way away from the point here. LGD has to try and get themselves out of the corner. They just work themselves into, but Eileen swinging away that mace definitely helps out. Yaozia finds Tanchio in there. Eileen gets Inc. And now it's just more and more trades coming for LGD, and they're going to come out on top with these wins. Willie Guys are still alive with 117 getting Wymai back into the fray. And with effort as the Dragon Strike throws it into the ground. Not the best angle they're going to try and do, because Willie Guy picks up the slack, gets 2 on the Dragon Blade just at the end there. It looked like LGD might have had the fight won, but the Shimada brothers come out in style and get those ultimates and kills.
It looked so good for them at the start too, because they had gotten the picks that they needed, but they left the Shimada brothers still able to come back into the fight. Effort was just on the Hanzo, on the high ground, just raining damage from above, so they didn't really clean up the kills the best they could. As the rally's going to come out, and they're going to try and re-engage here, Rapture.
Yeah, they want to try and just continue to keep the pressure on the defense. Don't give them the time to breathe here. And again, a pincer maneuver here, half going through Hotel. And Earth Shatter from Tanchio. And that's a big one. Even though he got picked off, looking to try and follow up in there, but no one was there to follow up. Just at the last second, able to get that Earth Shatter down. Now effort again with another angled Dragon Strike right down at the point. It's trying to just dislodge anyone who was sitting up on there. Effort finds Buzia as they try and relinquish back inside for cover. Bully got with again another Dragon Blade. He gets caught by the Graviton. A great Graviton. Bully can still find Yaozia as they get knocked out of the cockpit. Effort still getting kills. LGD is trying everything. And here Taciturn Panther is weathering the storm.
Effort and Wuligao are playing their absolute hearts out right now. Effort dives onto the point with a high charge Zarya there and just manages to still stay alive thanks to 117 who is healing him. And as well, Wuligao tried to hit the blade and it forced out Graviton, but it looks like they're just going to switch and the dive's going to come in for them now, Rapture.
Yeah, LGD trying not to use too much time in this composition that hasn't been working, so they change over back to that Genji Widowmaker that's been working out for them. They pass. Effort about to get another Dragon Strike. Almost clipping and cutting down Wymai, going down very low. Ink staying close to that Graviton, remember, too. Might be able to combine with the Dragon Strike from Effort. Yaozia finds Wuligo, though, so they might want to think about pushing in. They're still going to put pressure on because they're still peaking. This is an opportunity for Shai and Yaozia to get kills. Tanchio finds Eileen, but still working out for the defense has already had a numbers advantage going into the fight. There's a Graviton from Ink. It doesn't look like there are any follow-ups to come from that as we hit that minute mark here, Kenobi. And LGD still able to sustain this defense as here Taciturn Panther kind of staggering in a little bit, losing numbers one by one, never having an even odd or a player advantage into this fight. A secret finds Wuligao. Shai, a nice pick on the pin onto Ink. There's 3 headshots in a row for this team. LGD is making mincemeat of here Taciturn Panther, and they are able to translate that finally into a point A capture.
Yeah, Shai clutching it out again, and I really like the Genji Widow here coming out for them. It seems like they're just so comfortable on this as Eileen and it looks like the Winston are both going in, and they're just going to pressure them all the way to their spawn rapture. It looks like they're going to back out now, but look at the ultimates that they have available for them. They have the infrared sight, they have Dragon Blade, and they have Primal and Valkyrie, and they're about to have 2 other ults as well, so they are definitely looking very good in the ult economy part.
Yeah, LGD not only benefiting from having more ults going into this, but here's Taciturn Panther. They do need to be able to make sure they can get onto the point there and see how this works out for the second checkpoint, as LGD might just be able to walk right in through a good portion of the middle point of this map, and indeed they've already gotten to the second corner. So great job by LGD. I mean, they had such a big advantage winning that last fight, plus the ultimates that can push that advantage into the second phase, and they're doing so. Effort trying to even things out here. Sora's out a Dragon Strike through down Main Street and doesn't find anybody, but hoping some kills will come out of it. Effort does get rid of Shai though, as Shai was hanging out on the high ground. Effort now forced to fall back. Diva self-struck goes down. Eileen though trying to get some kills, finds 2. The effort's definitely paying off. And Effort and Eileen that is looking for more as Yaozia was still killing the Tanchio, so might as well make it 3. No matter how you count it. Wuligao might get staggered here on the Bervita. And falling back, still bubbled very low. The Transcendence trying to keep them alive here. Here, Taciturn Panther trying to chew away as much time as possible on the second phase here, Kenobi. As LGD realizing that, trying to go a little ham, trying to push up on this advantage. They get Shy on Wymai. Aang has the Graviton. Might be able to even things out as both teams pushing up. There's the Graviton. It's not sucked up by anyone, but the kills are not coming through again. Until at the end of it, they will find Yaozia, D-Max, and Willigan steals the kill. Aang has still a bunch of charge and try and translate that into another kill. Here, Taciturn Panther not getting a ton of eliminations here, but they have stalled the card.
Yeah, they stole the cart, but Shy is still going to be able to be in the backline here doing a lot of damage. And it looks like he's going to try and get a couple of picks that he needs for his team to win. The res is going to come out, and Effort is back into this fight, and Does is very, very close to this Dragon Strike here, Rapture.
Not only close to that Dragon Strike, but Ink is still over halfway to the Graviton. Oh, Shy picks up Ink, so there goes all that charge you're going to likely get from the rest of this fight on the Graviton. So Everett might have to make do with just throwing out the Dragon Strike unless they can get this res out. And why Alone 7 unable to do so, only wish we're able to find Eileen on the other side of things. LGD still raining in shots from the high ground. Eileen, though, finds Wuligao. They already tenderized by some shots prior. Eileen finds that one, forces out the res from 117, going to continue to put pressure on the Brigida, and Eileen will find them. Wuligao goes down again, making that res pretty much in vain. Effort gets rid of Eileen, though. This fight's still fighting on the point, but now we have 20 seconds remaining here, Kenobi, and we haven't gotten to the second phase of this. LGD continue to push on, but here Taciturn and Panther have held them here for quite a while here. Effort still has the Dragon Strike too. This is the last desperation move. They can throw this out when necessary as this time will go away. So it goes down. Why am I though?
Yeah, they got the point. I mean, you were right, Rapture. They had so much of a huge stall on that point. I mean, basically their entire time back was lost at that last fight. Incredible stall tactics coming out from here, Taciturn and Panther, but they are up against a huge ultimate wall. However, they are very close to that Dragaton combo. Ink very close to Graviton, and Effort already with the Dragon Strike, so they're probably waiting for that, and that's going to be a lot of time eaten off the clock for them.
Yeah, and they're already running low on time here, about a minute and change left. Now is he throwing down a Diva Bomb from downtown. Doesn't get any kills, but a lot of damage done, so Eileen and Guzia can pick up the kills. Eileen gets 3! Make it 4. Why not make it 4? Still has a blade too, so Taciturn and Panther has to be worried.
Yeah, I mean, that was Genji in the kill feed, but that was all Gucia on the Winston getting that done. I mean, that Primal in the corner with all the supports, and then it's just as easy for Eileen to just hit his buttons, and all of them are going to go down, and now he has a Dragon Blade for this next fight, but they have combo again, and this is their last chance, Rapture, to get this. They need to get it right now. If this combo hits, this could be donezo for LGD.
Yeah, here Taciturn Panther just waiting and ready. There's the Graviton. Effort still has the Dragon Strike. Not many players got caught up in that. There was a Transcendence, so he waits it out, delays the Dragon Strike, not finding kills, and Secret cleans them up. Now Ink trying to get rid of this Zenyatta, trying to get some revenge, and Ink will find them, but in the meantime, Shy picks up their own Zenyatta. Why am I trying to even the odds? Gets rid of the Mercy. Ink is successful, and as the Diva in their sights really got super low, trying to hide behind their Reinhardt. They need to keep both the Shigita and the Zarya alive, and they're succeeding. HTP in the last moments of this fight, they keep everyone alive. They get some kills, they deny the Dragon Strikes. And LGD unable to keep this going. Here, Taciturn Panther, they get a map, and now it's 1-1.
What a series we have on our hands, Rapture. I mean, this looks absolutely like a series to be watching. If you're not watching right now, go tell your friends that they need to start watching this series, because this is going to be a banger, as we've seen so far. What an incredible fight at the end there. HTP coming back from the brink, basically. Had to deal with so much at the end there. Didn't even use the Dragaton combo to win. They just used their regular old, vanilla tactics there, got their picks, and then they were able to defend that point very well. So great job from them, and I can't wait to see these next couple of games, and I can't wait to see what the analyst desk has to say about them.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's hear what they have to tell us. Moose and the rest of the desk, we're going to throw it over to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Great cast on the day. We're at 1-1, guys. Bit of a match we got going on here. And again, we have Scribe down below and Panda. So let's go back to Oasis. We talked about the team play. Scribe, HTP. I love the point when we were talking in our analyst desk room about HTP's team play and how it might actually be biting them in the butt a little bit. So talk us through what you saw in Oasis around that.
Yeah, so obviously we talk about the first map. I mean, HTP looks so good when they play together as a team. They do a lot of really good team calling. They're always focusing down on the same targets, and it feels like their death ball is almost unstoppable. They know exactly what to defend. But we talk about Ink. Ink here is the crux behind it all. His Zarya play, his Diva play, that's exactly what kind of like puts everything together. And he's the one who's bridging it. When he understands that his backline's getting dived, it's all great. So that death ball composition is what I really love about them. Unfortunately, it kind of feels like they're so locked into that team fight mentality that they're not really looking for other alternatives. They oftentimes find themselves looking down the same alley. They're not really looking at different choke points. They're not anticipating what Shy or Eileen are going to do in the future, and they're kind of afraid to make deviations from their main team plan. That's how we kind of see like Shy and Eileen get into these backgrounds. Eileen, especially on the Pharah, getting a lot of free firing and not really being contested.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Eileen at the point where you just have all the free reign and the enemy team is just afraid of being sniped in the face and losing the head on top of their shoulders. What's a few rockets to your back at that?
Absolutely. And Panda, I know you had a lot to say about this DPS duo
Yeah.
too. What did you see in and again, I think Scribe had a great point about the team play and wanting to have the team fights a little bit different from what we expect from Chinese contenders. These teams always usually want to brawl, HCP wanting to kind of find a fight against that. But I think you pointed out the DPS duo here between Shy and Eileen. Tell us more about this squad. What are they doing to HTP?
Shy and Eileen are just playing around the entire picks of the maps. I'm looking specifically at Control Center, or I'm sorry, City Center rather, is one of the more intuitive maps for Oasis. You have Widowmaker hanging out on the high ground. You have Eileen flanking around up and top of around the buildings, shooting rockets in the back line. Now they have to focus onto Eileen with the Pharah. At that point, you're going to get sniped in the body by the Widow's Kiss, or vice versa. Try to focus too much on the Widowmaker, you get dove and you get bodied by a couple rockets. It's just a hard thing to deal with when you're just trying to whittle yourself through those small little choke points.
And but when we saw again now going into let's dive into King's Row a bit, right? Because it was a 2-1 victory in terms of the stage score within the map of Oasis. We're gonna get the terminology right. Stages within the map, and then we're in the series, maps within the series. Okay. Well, anyways, but we're going to King's Row though. One of our big questions going into it was, will the team play now that we have a very clear objective, and then once it starts moving, will HTP, will that kind of style where they want to brawl as a team help out with them? So Scribe, like how did it turn out with HTP on their attack? Because they went off first and set the tone.
Yeah, I mean, they're very strong. This is kind of like where triple tank really does drive, and that's where teamwork really does flourish the most, because when your tanks are watching each other's backs, able to get that Zarya charge, you're going to have a lot of damage, as well as kind of just rushing the enemy threat, right? We did see some kind of like a little skittish behavior from HTP, and this kind of has been a small tail, like maybe like an undertone for the entire series, where when some of their key players are being pressured, they're more willing to kind of like panic ult, or they're willing to charge, or kind of get out of that area. They're trying to make those big plays, but it kind of feels like it's more happening when it's occurring on the back foot. But once they kind of get out of that cooldown zone, when they're trying to stage, right, once they're able to stage properly and start getting the movement down, they're really, really hard to really take down the fight. They're so good at covering each other's bases. Ink, just kind of staying alive throughout everything, making sure that, he's the one that he needs to be dealing with. He's the one in the backline creating room for their Hanzo. And that's kind of what we saw really pop off, was how effective effort was on the Hanzo and how good he kind of looked, despite what we saw initially on the first half of the map. We didn't really see how well he was going to do, but when on defense, he was able to get the room and really firing. He was doing extremely well.
Yeah, and I like the point that we were able to bring up on the previous map as well for Ink, really enabling the front line and playing Gate Guardian to the back line as well. I mean, once you just try to get past the Reinhardt shield, you're going to have to deal with Ink, and once you just try to deal with Ink, then you're probably going to get bopped in the face by a couple Storm Arrows by way of Discord Orb as well. It's just a very methodical team play coming out as well, but that skittish play, if you will, like a puppy too afraid to take a treat out of your hand, a little lacking on the gas pedal at certain points in time. There were multiple opportunities where the enemy team of LGD were very low, and they were unable to come up on those fights ever so slightly. Still looking good, though.
And I mean, well, it brought them to the 1-1, right? It looked like HTP, right? Like, well, in terms of the team play, it just felt like it either worked or it didn't. But when it was on, especially for the defense, I think it was really impressive there. You guys highlighted Ink, who was again another layer of defense too. They also had the Brigitte on their way, so they kind of just that bodyguard in the same way what we saw with the last series. But yeah, I mean, in terms of looking forward now, we're going to be going to Assault. So we'll have to get some predictions here, because we've seen now HTP when they have a very clear objective. But again, it is Assault. It's about the set plays. But then it's about the brawls too. And can you stagger out the point or turn it in your favor when you're on that point B defense? So, Sky, I want to go to you. Given kind of how this is going, we know like Eileen and Shy can be such big carries, but we're seeing HTP really start to come alive and work together as a team. So that being said, what do you expect coming into this Assault map?
So I really want to see HTP continue to apply pressure onto Shy and Eileen. We talked about kind of like how it looked like kind of the fact of like a lot of this result of the team play on Kings rolls off. It worked or it didn't. And that kind of comes down to really what Shy and Lane are kind of forced to be doing. Because HTP plays so together, they have to guarantee the picks are the only real way they're going to be able to push forward. It's too hard to just win these team fights when you have someone on the other team communicating so well. So I actually almost plan to see that exhaustion of solo carry really take over. If HTP can get a good starter and really force the pressure onto Shy and Eileen, I expect them to take the rest of the series.
This is HTP's game to lose. I'm going to go ahead and 100% agree with you here, Scribe, that if they continue to play to the strengths inside their hero pool, aka stick away from Brigitte Wuligao, I think that they are going to continue to apply the pressure onto Eileen and Shy and keep coming up on these team fights. I love Effort's big flexibility. Double projectile DPS seems to work very well. Just enables Wuligao to come huge with those blades over and over and over again. Effort himself, we have been seeing it come out on Junkrat and Hanzo now as well. And we know that he's a very prevalent hit scan main, but when you pull out that double projectile and you just splash damage every main tank in existence, it just pressures them into that little corner, and a few slashes and dashes and a nice reset is a good Genji play.
So I'm going to make you guys get predictions because we didn't get to do it. We had a quick pre-game show. So given that, Panda, you sound like you're saying HTP is going to take it. What are you thinking on how is the score going to be at the end of the series?
I'm feeling a map 5 here, Moosh. Honestly,
Ooh,
like the way that these teams are playing out at such a high macro level, I'm feeling a game 5 is going to end up coming out. You know me, a number cruncher. The way that these next few maps are going to be statistically playing out doesn't really favor either one. But when you start playing into the deep epsilons of the macro play, I see a 3-2 victory, but in the favor of HTP.
Ooh, all right. Game 5, HTP victory. How about you, Scribe, real quick?
It's not getting that far. 3-1 HTP.
Oh, wow. So both on the side of HTP, and we will be going into Anubis, which means our casters will be throwing it back to them. We'll be throwing it over to Rapture and Kenobi. Guys, take it away.
Thanks, Moosh. Welcome back, everybody. We're here for Map 3, Temple of Anubis, between these two squads, LGD Gaming and here, Taciturn Panther. I am Rapture here with Kenobi. And Kenobi, we've already seen a great bout between these two teams, but going into Assault, it might be a different story. No, you might be muted, my man.
I got the mute bug again. It's really early, but you know, something
with that, man.
I was getting sick. I gotta get some like medicine or something. I gotta get some medicine. But something that's interesting to note about LGD on assault maps in particular, they have a 100% win rate on these types of maps, and I think for here Taciturn Panther, it is only 67%. So LGD undefeated on these types of maps. They seem to be very comfortable with them. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they're going to be able to play this out with that comfort, comfort that they have on these types of maps. It seems like these are really the types of maps where they get their chance to shine.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at it that way, LGD kind of needs to win this map because it almost feels like this is the map they should be winning. So if they miss out on this opportunity, knowing what their win rates are on other maps, other game types, that might change, might be the difference maker, as that might give here Taciturn Panther a great path towards a 3-1 victory. Of course, LGD doesn't want that, and they're going to be starting off on offense. They switched over to the red side, so they'll be on offense first here. It is 1-1 between these two teams. Here Taciturn Panther in the blue on defense, going for this Brigitte with the Junkrat, Orisa, Widowmaker. So this is, the Orisa Widowmaker, pretty common on Temple of Anubis. LGD Gaming trying to respond to both, a lot of spam damage and the high ground advantage that here Taciturn Panther has by going with Eileen on the Genji and Shy on this Tracer. Effort, though, looking for that Tracer. Shy just barely getting away. And Effort helping out, pressuring these tanks back. HTP 117 finds Yaozia, and Wuligao helping up the kills. And still looks like it's a snowballing effort here for here Taciturn Panther. And Shy picks up 2. Effort, now Shy getting 3. Shy out of nowhere, just stealing a bunch of these kills out the corner, just dipping and diving around these tanks on the point, coming around, gets 3 one by one as they're dipping through these shields, and great play by Shy.
And that might be what they need to get this point. The Junkrat is so low in the back here, is going to go down, and Shy is going to almost single-handedly pull this out for LGD. What huge Tracer play coming out from him and against the Brigitte as well. He's going to get another kill. Rapture, this man is insane.
Yeah, here Taciturn Panther missing their opportunities to combine for kills off the Brigitte. And with Wymai still trying to stay alive, almost close to a Valkyrie, no way they can go in. Eileen is going even deeper for another blade. We saw this on King's Row, trying to allow them to snowball onto point B with some Genji kills in the blade. Only finds one though, and it was Effort. Effort will be able to rejoin this fray pretty quickly. But Guzia is going to help out, puts down Woolygao. Pulsar doesn't get any kills. Shy, hoping they can take that one back. Meanwhile, Wymai gets the res on Woolygao. That'll be helpful to continue to spam damage and try and push LGD back. It looks like they'll be successful nonetheless. Woolygao finds Shy, so that'll be probably it for this push. But here, Taciturn Panther holding on and forced to burn resource to do so. LGD still putting on pressure, but finally they will fall back.
Yeah, and LGD themselves committed a lot to that fight. Eileen pulled out the Dragon Blade at the start of the fight almost immediately, and then the Primal Rage as well from Gushu to get in there as well and, you know, try and do some damage, displace the supports a little bit. But it's gonna cost, it's gonna, you know, be all for naught there, as they're gonna have to wait and return to spawn there. Looks like they're gonna switch up. Shy is gonna be going over to this McCree here, probably to try and deal some damage from more of a far position. But Woolygao staying on this Doomfist Rapture. You know, I love me some Doomfist, and I'm really excited to see what he's gonna be able to pull out with this.
Yeah, I guess this, knowing that the fight is going to end up in this close quarter situations on the point, to be able to batter away the Winston and the D.Va, kill any squishies that get away from their support. So Doomfist definitely multifaceted, has a lot of utility on the point. Ink throwing in that D.Va self-destruct to get rid of and demech Yaozia. They're still alive on Baby D.Va. So Woolygao has something to say about that. Effort also finding Eileen, a big advantage in here, Taciturn Panther, and they're going to just continue to roll with it. Trying to get rid of the Mercy, but Woolygao doesn't need to commit for it. And another reset here for LGD. It's actually going to continue to push up. Woolygao really does want this Mercy, because Winston helping him out, and he's going to retreat back with the rest of the squad.
Yeah, and for LGD, they really need to be careful with their cooldowns, their CC cooldowns coming out from Shy and Eileen. If they're not able to keep Woolygao under wraps, he's going to be able to do so much damage to their backline. Getting in there, hitting them against walls. His Secret is going to be able to pick up a kill at the start of this fight that's going to be rezzed.
Yeah, with Wymai now having to burn the Resurrection, that might be an opportunity for LGD to walk in and take that Q. Shy has the McCree High Noon waiting once they get up onto the point, but Woolygao shuts him down as well as Secret gets a two-piece there with the Meteor Strike, and now also finding Vegeta. 117 will steal the kill, but Yaozia will get demech by Woolygao, and they're going to stagger that D.Va. Woolygao doing a lot of work on this Doomfist so far.
And Woolygao is being enabled by the rest of his team as well. You know, he's getting they're putting a lot of resources into Woolygao right now. Effort is hitting him up with that E to get his healing up and the armor up as well. Zenyatta is putting Harmony Orb on him, and the Mercy's also there just in case they need that extra oomph for his healing. So a lot of resources put into Woolygao, and it seems to be paying off as LGD not really hitting the CC abilities they need to keep him under wraps.
Yeah, and a damage boosted Doomfist is really, really scary, especially are these close corridors of Anubis. LGD trying to figure out a way in. Woolygao just battering down Shy again before the fight even gets started. McCree just can't find any utility so far. They're dead before the fight even breaks out. Woolygao still drawing a lot of attention away from this D.Va. The Transcendence has to come out for LG from Seeker because the D.Va's elsewhere minding this Doomfist. And Woolygao will get back in safely and kills Eileen. Woolygao is doing so much with this Doomfist that's completely zoning out LGD, though. They will be able to push up with Guzia finding a kill onto Wymai. So this is better now than any other time to keep pushing in. LGD is going to take that. Not going to hesitate. Continues to push up with their tanks. We're finding the kills. Keep a self-destruct off the point. The beginner will survive until Shy finds them. LGD snowballing one by one. The Doomfist goes down. Woolygao cannot do as much as they need to keep this team alive. There's only so much that one Doomfist can do. And Shy will also get rid of Ink. A last-ditch effort, Transcendence from 117 to try and keep alive, along with the Valkyrie from Wymai to get the res onto Ink. But Tanchio goes down, so that the only tank they have alive is that D.Va. That'll be melted down pretty much immediately, as Shy will clean things up on this Doomfist, who is against the oh, barely pocketed just in time as Discord was on the Doomfist. Staying alive. This fight will not end. The Transcendence now from Secret. LGD still trying to stay alive here. Woolygao with the Doomfist, also finding Secret on the other end, but it's only Wish who gets hit. Sacrificing themselves for the cause. Eileen gets rid of Wymai, so it's an even trade. And Kenobi, it looks like here Taciturn Panther slowed LGD down enough to actually hold this.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely a huge ultimate there coming out from 117 there. The Transcendence was able to get the res off onto Ink at the backline from the Mercy, and then they were able to, you know, stall a little bit more. And Woolygao, again, living with barely one health, just one sliver of health, but got the pocket just in time from Wymai. The supports here really showing their value in keeping Woolygao alive.
Minute and 37 seconds remaining Wuligao not much closer to a Doomfist ultimate as he has been. Still has to charge that up a little bit here. LGD has an ult advantage, but not really a significant one to really, and with tank ultimates, not really going to be able to do too much to start winning the point. They need to build things up a little more. They're going to go for positional advantage now, trying to flank on the left side here, drawing here Taciturn Panther away from the point. Wuligao now caught in the crossfire. It's hit by the D.Va self-destruct from Yaozia and finds both Tanchio and Wuligao. Eileen gets one. That's a 63 advantage for LGD. They gotta keep pushing up on this. They find the Zenyatta. Oh, it's a delayed kill there, but Shy will get rid of Ink, and then Guzio will finally find 117. And LGD now has a huge numbers advantage on this. Eileen gonna just batter away this Winston. Tanchio goes down. Point B is all LGD. And just like that, a very swift fight to end things after here Taciturn Panther had held off LGD for several minutes. The LGD will finally finish things off.
Yeah, that was a really good D.Va bomb, you know, from the D.Va for for HTP there. Or no, rather, sorry, LGD there. Really good job making sure that it got everyone inside of that ultimate. And then they did a good job of the rest of the team. I think the Brigitte had some shield bashes that were able to stun people so that they couldn't get out. And Wuligao went down. And as we've seen, Wuligao, they put so much resources into Wuligao that when Wuligao goes down, they don't really have anything left around them. So a lot of the resources fall apart at that point. So really good job there from the coordination from LGD.
And this is important for LGD. They didn't finish in overtime, and that means a lot, especially on Assault, where taking these points can sometimes be more troublesome than it's often worth, especially point B can take forever to get these points. So to have any time at all will be important. And of course, they'll get a little more time too if it comes down to it here. Taciturn Panther also getting time. So LGD definitely set themselves up for something better than had they finished in overtime. They're getting very close to it as well. If that fight hadn't been won, they would have been forced to fight in overtime. And that could have been pretty bad as here Taciturn Panther. As long as they weren't at a huge numbers deficit on the point, could have just staggered right back in and won it, as we saw many times in the previous fights here on Anubis. But now it is up to here Taciturn Panther, their offensive attempt to try and stick it to LGD and beat that 51 seconds that was posted by their opponents.
Yeah, and LGD here is going to be bringing out this, you know, Junkrat, Widow, and, you know, Orisa D.Va comp that we've been seeing a little bit, you know, kind of this solo heal Mercy 2.5 tank that we see from Secret. And Secret's going to be on the staircase to the left side of the point here. Going to be trying to just stay there and make sure that Effort isn't going to be able to do any flanking, you know, abilities there. He's going to be able to there shield bash him. And if he can get the quick deletion onto Effort, that's a huge DPS that they're not going to have. And most likely he's not also in a riskable position. So look out for Secret here.
And Eileen is definitely going to have to put a lot of spam damage down. They have that static defense from the Orisa Guzio, but it will be enough to keep up against mobility after the Wuligao. We'll have to see here. Wuligao already going for the flank, a Omega flank here, as Effort taking a different flanking route as well. So they're trying to put pressure towards the point as quick as possible, allow the rest of your Taciturn Panther to walk in without taking too much damage from LGD's Eileen on the Junkrat or Shy on the Widowmaker, but it's not working out just yet. Shy finds Ink. That's already an advantage. They lost the D.Va as well, and LGD at a 64 advantage going into this. So it's looking great for the defense.
Oh,
already.
Shy.
Shy definitely has the confidence to find those kills, put their face out there, and pick things up, and that'll be about a minute eaten away here for your Taciturn Panther.
That's a minute gone, and Shy also, you know, gonna be pretty much able to be up here for a little bit while. They're not gonna be able to have the dive tanks to get onto him immediately, and if they're gonna try and dive onto Shy, he does have a lot of resources put into him as well. So he has to be, you know, he can play pretty aggressive here because they are going to have the grapple available and the healing from the Mercy, and you know the Brigitte, the burst healing as well for him.
Yeah, and now we're going to see here Taciturn Panther taking a different way in. Shy has their ultimate up, so they can see here Taciturn Panther moving towards the right. And Eileen just going to spam damage down there. And anyone who breaks through that onslaught of damage from Eileen has to deal with Shy, whoever stays alive from that. You can easily get to buy shots and clean up the tenderized opponents that Eileen has left for them. Eileen has this Riptire, so they're going to get out of dodge and try and set up for this Riptire here. Here it comes. Yaozia finds Tanchios. That's already an advantage for LGD. They're going to stay as long as possible, looking for the Mercy res.
That was
Perfect
huge.
setup there, knowing Waimai was going to have to go down to the ground for Wuligao to pick up the kill or get the res. And Eileen grabs to a very smart Riptire there for LGD, and here Taciturn Panther forced to reset again.
Yeah, it's very smart. 900 IQ, I'd say, Rapture for that Riptire. Waited patiently just for the moment where they were going to have the res come out and was able to get the double kill. Huge tire placement and tire patience coming out from Eileen there on that Junkrat, and now they are looking very comfortable. Only a minute and 45 seconds left for Hero Taciturn and Panther, but they have a lot of ultimates to their name.
And knowing the win rate of both of these teams going into Assault, man, we really can't even be surprised. LGD looking very well practiced and experienced on Assault, on Temple of Anubis. Might be a map they even favor as well. So going into this, they're looking very strong here. Effort with a pulse bomb, but just not enough to break through the health tools of LGD as well as the shielding. Shy again taking a Tanchio. Wuligao getting baited all the way out, so Eileen's the only one they can pick up with the blade there. It's not enough to even the odds. LGD is getting more kills in this fight. 117 will find Yazio as they are D-Max, but only which immediately puts Eileen back into the fight. With Shy still alive, might be able to pick up this win, this Genji, but Wuligao gets in the cover just in time. LGD now a minute left on the clock with eyes again from Shy. They can keep coverage of everybody, but not Effort. Effort surprising Shy, and now that's the cue to go in.
Yeah, watch out. It's a surprise right there. Shy goes down immediately from Effort. Effort with the quick swap onto the Widow. Gets him right off of the bat. I don't think Shy was waiting at all for that, was ready at all for that. And it looks like they're going to be able to finally take the point here, Taciturn and Panther, with 30 seconds left. And they're going to get a fresh new amount of time for this next push.
And that's what, you can see how decisive the 1v1 Widowmaker duel is in these fights. The immediate moment that Shy got put down, here Taciturn Panther snowballs that into a team fight win. And now Shy has moved off the Widowmaker, no surprise, on the defensive side of Anubis. Point B, moving over to the Tracer to be able to dive and duck into cover here and there with that Tracer, while Eileen still continues to throw down spam damage with Junkrat.
Yeah, and Shy's gonna have to be very careful about the Brigitte that's gonna be, on the side of Hero Taciturn and Panther. Make sure that he's not gonna get one shot by them, as the Dragon Blade is gonna come out from Wuligao, but it's not gonna hit anything as of yet, as Shy is gonna get ink on that Diva.
Eileen finds the Riptire onto 117, and LGD are pushing things back. Hero Taciturn and Panther have seen their momentum completely decimated here, and with Shy getting the stagger on Tanchio, almost finding Wuligao. Wuligao might be able to get back, but has to burn the Reflect to do so. And yeah, nice job just moving over to the right, knowing the tanks will push Shy back. But still, being able to stagger Tanchio is very helpful as well.
Yeah, and that was a very deep Dragon Blade coming out from Wuligao there. It was basically in the spawn of LGD there. Didn't really get much to call for his name. And they had 3 people go with him, so they were really banking on getting that Zenyatta kill, but it left the rest of the team susceptible to be killed. A Shy going ham on this backline Rapture.
Yeah, this is all Shy all day. A pulse bomb there doing a good amount of residual damage, but it's all these individual shots. Look at this. Shy is just cleaning things
melting
up right now.
them.
LGD making Hero Taciturn and Panther just completely non-existent here. They're absolutely done, and Shy just so much damage there, Kenobi. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, and if you're Hero Taciturn and Panther, you're looking at Effort right now and like, Effort, you know what? Your job this entire game is just make sure that Shy does not get into our backline, because Shy is just absolutely decimating their backline. He needs to be on permanent Tracer watch duty here. It's going to be looking around for him, making sure that he's not in any of these corners. So I like that, they understand that, Shy really is the carry at this point. And if he gets into the backline unabated, he's going to get so many kills.
And Hero Taciturn and Panther really need to make the most of these ultimates they're about to get. They have Wuligao on another blade. Effort's about to get the rally. They have Tanchio waiting on the Primal Rage. So, I mean, they should be able to split up and kill players individually one by one on LGD, but they're just waiting for the right moment to churn it all out. Eileen's about to get Riptire, though. So the second HTP throws out some ultimates, he might be able to have a Riptire in time to respond. Wuligao, though, has that early blade, gets rid of Secret, but Shy responds with the Pulse Bomb. 5v5, self-destruct. He is just warding off Hero Taciturn and Panther for just a moment as Shy picks up Waimai and the res. Now it's 64 for LGD over Hero Taciturn and Panther, and Shy's going to continue to push that advantage. Finds the Brigitte on the corner. Winston also doing some damage to Effort, able to break free from the corner until they get melted by Yaojia, and Shy again putting on the pressure. LGD has to continue to push this back as they know Hero Taciturn and Panther is now at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and Hero Taciturn and Panther has nowhere to go. They get cut down. And now they're looking to make some changes here. Kenobi, Wuligao now on the Reaper.
Yeah, they're going to have the Reaper, which is they're going to try and probably do a little bit of this one-shot potential onto the Winston, make sure that Gushu gets out of the fight very early. Is going to be, able to pump out a lot of damage, might catch them off guard if they're not ready. So if LGD is not ready for this Reaper, it's going to be a lot of burst damage, and he might be able to farm up ultimate very quickly.
Yeah, but there's very little time to lose. They might have time for one good Death Blossom, right? So they have to set up for that. Maybe get a shield stun for Effort. Tanchio having a Primal Rage, able to keep someone in the corner, but Wuligao really needs to put a lot of work on their back to for this Death Blossom to work out. And Shy and Eileen are about to pop off with their ultimates, but neither of them land pay dirt. They just blew both of them. So Shy and Eileen have to get things done the old-fashioned way. Yaozia finds Tanchio. There's another self-destruct on the bridge, but Shy finds 117 as they scatter to try and find some cover. Now Wuligao has to ghost away. About 10% off of this Death Blossom and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. They got to make something happen. Guzio has the Primal Rage. Wuligao finally has the Death Blossom. Has to wait out this defense matrix. Gonna try and go, but they're booped away. They're not in position to use the Death Blossom anymore, and then defense matrix is gonna be back.
Oh, he goes down
by Yaozio. And I believe he still has it, but he's nowhere near the point anymore. It's back into the Shadow Realm. Has to get back in time to try and use it, but it's all LGD all day. And they're going to continue to push this. Guzio still low on ultimate charge, but able to clean things up with that Tickle Cannon. There goes Ink, D-Mech. There's the D-Mech onto the Baby Diva. They get cut down as well. Overtime ticking away. Here, Taciturn and Panther trying to stagger on with the Primal Rage, but it's not enough from Tanchio. LGD, they still have it. They're able to combine and get the kills. Wuligao with the Death Blossom, but it's too little too late. Eileen with the Riptire just to seal the deal. And it's better overkill, better be safe than sorry. LGD taking Temple of Anubis 2-1, and now they're up in the set 2-1.
Yeah, LGD having a great game there. You know, looked a little bit shaky on that first push, or on the second point of their first push. But on that first point, they did a very good job on their defense. You know, almost full holding them. And on their second point, they really had their number. Shy absolutely decimating the backline. Effort just wasn't able to keep up with the Tracer in the backline. And then they switched over to the Reaper. Wuligao just trying to get that all for nothing Death Blossom. Didn't work out for them. But man, LGD really pulled out all those stops. And Shy, this man is absolutely insane. Probably one of the clutchest players we have, and just decimating the backline of here Taciturn Panther.
Yeah, the 1-2 punch of Eileen and Shy is so far too much for here Taciturn Panther to deal with. We're going to be moving on to our fourth and potentially final map of the set. As long as here Taciturn Panther doesn't get the map win. If LGD wins map 4, it'll be all over. If here Taciturn Panther wins, we'll be going to a map 5. So let's find out where that goes. We're going to take a quick break to get ready for it. When we come back, map 4 of this exciting set. Don't go anywhere. More Overwatch Contenders China, brought to you by Broadcast.gg, is coming your way.
Do you need me the way I miss you? 'Cause I can barely. You're the one I can't deny. I wanna take you sky. Take you sky. Review, you have in review me. Stuck in a review. You have in review me. Do you need me the way I miss you? 'Cause I can barely. You're the one I can't deny. I wanna take you sky. Take you sky. Review, you have in review me. Stuck in a review. You have in review me. Got your hands on me. Every time I touch, there's a sense of urgency. Yeah, you wind me up. Oh, baby. I know I'm falling deep. I never get enough 'cause we fit so perfectly. I'm not afraid of love. Every night I need you more. Days go longer now without you than before. Just thinking about you gets me high. 'Cause you know how to leave it so electrified. When you take me down, when you take me You're never off my mind. I'm living in the dark till you come and give me light. You know you break the storms. Oh, I'm feeling undefined. I've never been strong, so I fall for the bad guys. I'm not going back anymore.
To Overwatch Contenders China, week 4 of season 2 in 2018. I am Rapture here with Kenobi on the Broadcast.gg English coverage of the broadcast. It is 2-1 for LGD over here, Taciturn Panther, as we move into our 4th and potentially final map, which could lead to some pretty substantial playoff complications and consequences for both of these teams. So whoever comes out on top might have a better chance of making it into playoffs as we move into this fourth map. It is going to be Gibraltar Kenobi. We already know there's going to be a substitution, so what are you expecting from these teams?
Yeah, so Lily is going to be coming in rather for effort, and Lily we've seen before on the specifically on this map of Watchpoint Gibraltar. She's kind of the Widow specialist, right, for this map. Does a really good job of playing on this map. Has some really good games so far, and is able to win the Widow battle most of the time. So it's going to be interesting to see if they basically put them in just for this Widow battle, just for the Widow specialist. Because as we know, Watchpoint Gibraltar a very very Widow centric map, and usually the Widow battle is going to determine who comes out on top.
Yeah, and the meta already amplifying, the need for snipers currently with teams going double sniper, going with Widowmaker Genji, Widowmaker Pharah. They're going for all these different combinations. Genji, Hanzo, and Gibraltar, definitely not a map that will keep teams shy from using snipers. We're seeing both teams are going to be going for those combinations, looking to see what they can do. It might bring out some different character picks as well, depending on what phase of Gibraltar we're on. The second phase of Gibraltar can be pretty snowbally. The first and third positions are great for those long sightlines for snipers. We'll see how it works out for both these teams. LGD are up 2-1. They win this, the set's over, and that'll be great for them going into the tail end of this season as we are on week 4 of 5, which means that at this point, every single map counts for getting to the playoffs.
Yeah, every single map matters, and it looks like Lily is going to be on their patented Widow here, so... And coming out from LGD, going to be using some halt and hook combo that this has been getting a little bit more popularity. Actually, they're just going to do a straight swap. So I really like that. They see what's coming out from here, Taciturn, Panther, and then they're going to do a straight swap themselves. I really like that, being very proactive with their hero switches.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been saying throughout the set. Both of these teams being adaptive on the fly, especially right at the gate, right out of the gate, that is. Lily will find Shy. So Shy was winning that Widow duel earlier in their second. LGD have Shy continue to keep it up against Lily, who seems like they've been subbed in for just this fight alone and maybe little else. Like, they need Lily to be winning this Widow duel and getting these picks and outdoing Shy, both in the 1v1 contention, but in just elimination output. So we'll see how it works out for your Taciturn Panther. Still trying to hold off LGD. They've gotten halfway to the first checkpoint, approaching that second corner here, and neither team really getting very close to ultimate charge. Both teams picking things up. It's Shy though, returns favor on Lily. Now it's 1-1 of these picks. There's an opportunity for LG to push in, just like we've seen in earlier points of the set. Once that Widowmaker goes down, even if there's a res that's going to come out, whoever gets that kill will immediately push in.
Yeah, they're going to push in here, but Lily is going to be able to be in the back. But Gushu's going to be able to get Waimai, and there's no res rapture. Remember, the res had gone in onto Lily there, so there's no res. And Gushu's just going to be an absolute menace in the backline. Is going to be able to get a couple of kills. Shy going to be able to free farm here, try to get Lily. And it looks like they're going to be able to push this payload. Shy coming out on top of this Widow battle like he was against Effort, and now he's doing against Lily.
Yeah, this is Shy trying to be the top here. Look at this. Yeah, picking up Waimai, Zauzia, getting rid of Diva, Tongchio, going down to them. Look at this, LGD just combining for a bunch of kills, and they're getting some staggers as well. So Kenobi, it's looking great for LGD as they move into the second phase.
Yeah, looking really good for LGD, and it looked like Lily had the number Shy at the start of that, but Shy comes back with the vengeance, gets the couple of huge picks onto the supports there, and it looks like they have a healthy amount of ultimates there here for LGD. They're gonna have the Dragon Blade, and no Transcendence from Waimai just yet for it, as the Dragon Blade is gonna come out right now, Rapture.
Yeah, Eileen finding everyone in the corner, going in hard for the Dragon Blade, gets 2, both supports going down there. That's a great pickup. Waimai, the only one alive, has to use Transcendence, but that Transcendence was not in position or the timing correct to keep the other supports alive.
Yeah, they forced trance there. That's absolutely huge. You get a 3K on a Dragon Blade and you force the trance coming out from YY. That's absolute value coming out from Eileen there. Great job from him using that Dragon Blade, very proactively, knowing that there is a possibility that YY doesn't even have Transcendence. It's a really good job from him as Gushu's going to take a dive in now to the back line.
LGD, great value, but we don't have store brand ultimates coming out here or players. LGD definitely playing very strong here on Gibraltar so far. Secret with the Transcendence going to help out Guzia as they have the rest of that Primal Rage to deal with. Secret also popping out of their ultimate. LGD left with nothing is Shy. Gets cut down by Lily, who was about to throw down their Eyes ultimate. So Blindman going down, things are even out a little bit for LGD, but they're losing that Widowmaker's big. Eileen trying to pick up the slack here as a Dragon Blade gets stunned though. Big stun. Might be able to demech the Diva, but they definitely wanted way more out of that. Eileen is shut down pretty much entirely on using that blade, and LGD now trying to keep up as the pace has been set by HTP.
Yeah, and Eileen doing his best to try and duel this Brigitte, but Wuligao is still alive in the backline, just trying his best to keep Eileen away from the rest of his team there. And it looks like it's going to pay off. Ink is going to get a couple of kills, and it looks like the damage has been stopped so far, Rapture. Great play there from Wuligao, finally getting the stun that they needed onto Eileen on that Genji.
Yeah, and they were able to do a lot of that without Lily. You know, Shy was able, you know, they were shut down a little bit, and then of course Shy finding them on the tail end of that fight. So good job there by here Taciturn Panther to slow things down as LGD really had the ball rolling for majority of this map so far here, Kenobi. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining on the clock for LGD on this push. Lily trying to stuff them down again, trying to kill the Widowmaker Rose before the fight breaks out, or the Zenyatta, but it's a Secret instead who takes care of Lily. So LGD, seeing that, might have to try and push in and take that Q, but the Winston immediately from Guzio pushes in to try and stop here, stop LGD, or that Tanchio to stop LGD from pushing in harder. Only wish does get the res onto Eileen. Suk is still alive, but no transcendence to be had here, so they might not be able to deal with a lot of this damage coming down from Lily, but Eileen still has the blade. We'll be able to turn the tables here on here Taciturn Panther on a moment's notice. Here it comes, the blade coming in, and Waimai has a transcendence waiting for them, so there's no kills for Eileen still. Has to go onto the top of the jet, try and get some kills. Shy finds nothing. Neither does Eileen, and LGD spending a lot but getting nothing in return.
Yeah, and that's some really unfortunate communication actually coming out from LGD. Eileen was going to ult the top of the ship, but Gushu booped the rest of the team away from his Dragon Blade, so the Dragon Blade hit no pay dirt at all, and that's a really unfortunate set of circumstances. Eileen going to switch over to the Brigitte, so mirror compositions coming out from both, and now it's really a battle between the Widows. It's just a mono-y-mono hero.
I almost kind of wish Eileen was maybe on like the Junkrat right here, like continue with that spam damage, like try and break up the shield, try and break up the tank line of here Taciturn Panther, and then let Shy pick up the kills. But maybe it's easier said than done as Lily just victimizing Shy once again. A 6v4 advantage for here Taciturn Panther, and they have completely silenced LGD, who are scrambling to find a solution against Lily, who's just a bounty hunter that's been brought in to take some heads and pick up the cash. LGD now we're left with just under a minute remaining here, Kenobi, about 40 seconds now to get something done.
And as you mentioned, you know, I would like to see Eileen on something other than the Brigitte. It just seems like he's not as comfortable. It can't affect the game as much when he's on Brigitte. You know, on the Junkrat and on the Genji, he has that really kind of carry potential that I like to see coming out from him. But here on the Brigitte, not as much. So even for the side of here, Taciturn Panther, if you're forcing Eileen onto that, that's really good.
Yeah, exactly. Like here, Taciturn Panther is setting the pace, both in terms of kills and damage output, but just team composition in general. So they seem to be ahead of the game here, and they're definitely controlling this map very well. But Eileen will take out 117, so long as this fight goes on, LGD should have the advantage. No res available for Hair Taciturn Panther, and someone might not even contest. Someone does though. They finally get on. It is going to be the Diva from Ink, staying alive long enough to touch it. Wuligao does get picked off there, but Yowzi has Diva self-destruct going to come out from above. Ink's not going to find anybody as there is a secret transcendence coming out from that Zenyatta. 3.25 meters remaining. They're on overtime. This is do or die for LGD. They're looking for the Mercy. 117 might be able to get cut down. Uzia's not going to let him go. Gets the kill. 64 advantage. Oh, and LGD just stockpiling and piling on here, getting all these kills in the last-ditch effort, and they will find it. Now we have third phase here. Kenobi, LGD is not done just yet.
And I think Eileen might have heard me through the ether. You know what, Kenobi? I know how to play Rita. I'm comfortable on this here. Getting a couple of nice shots there, nice shield bashes, great whip shots onto the Mercies to confirm kills. So Eileen here really proving dividends for this Brigitte pick. And, you know, Shy doing a pretty good job of holding his own against Lily so far, making Lily at least a little bit uncomfortable in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how can you be comfortable against Lily, who is just making it very hard for anyone to peek at all, let alone go into the air? There's a self-destruct going into the back line of HTP. LGD, though, still having some trouble converting off of that, and that's even harder when here Taciturn Panther's Ink gets a self-destruct kill onto their Winston, and then Tanchio and Wulia also getting on the board. It snowballs from there. Here Taciturn Panther finding LGD scrambling one by one, and they have 2v1 and 3v1 advantages to take advantage of. Here Taciturn Panther winning another fight and reducing LGD to 30 seconds.
They only have 30 seconds left, and it looks like they're going to just switch to, try their best to get this Zarya Dragaton combo. They're definitely not going to have enough time, but look at the ultimates for Taciturn and Panther here. They have 3 to their name, about to have Rally as well, so this is going to be a very tough fight for LGD.
And they've moved over from the Brigida to the Hanzo on Eileen, but it's too little too late. These double snipers will be able to take advantage of the long sight line, but they have Tanchio and Lily to deal with in terms of contention, so we'll see how it works out for LGD. Ruzia on the Primal Rage, trying to make something of it, almost gets to Zenyatta, forced up the Transcends and Waimai. They're 1 hit away from going down. Eileen has the Dragon Strike, kind of hesitates a little bit in the air and whiffs it, it seems. Gonna actually finds 117. So just that nice snap at the end, not only getting 117, but also separating the rest of the team. And it works out as Eileen finds Waimai on one side or the other. That was a great Dragon Strike, because it looked like it almost seemed like it wasn't gonna catch anybody. Last ditch effort it does. LGD now going to be able to push off of that Dragon Strike, doing a lot for the team to not only get some kills, but force almost an entire reset. So LGD is going to buy a lot of movement off of it.
And that was about a 30-second Dragon Strike we saw there coming out from Eileen. Eileen definitely seeming really comfortable on this hero, and he's going to be able to free farm right now on this Hanzo just from the top. Is probably going to be able to have another Dragon Strike for this next fight, so he's going to be able to get a lot of value.
Watch out, Tanchio, halfway toward Outshire. They moved over from the Reinhardt, from the Winston, and that's going to be big in these post-forward situations. You're going to have to take so much damage from the Hammock. Oh,
he's off!
What a boop there. Aguzia on the Primal Rage, just catapulting Tanchio off the point. Tanchio was getting closer and closer for Earth Shadow. It's going to delay that one coming in. Wuligao swinging away. Hits the combo onto Widowmaker, looking for more. It's Guzio with a 2.5k. Going in for more, but Wuligao shuts him down. Wuligao gets 2. Wuligao all alone, the one-man army. One-man army going in harder. Waimai gets one on Seeker, trying to steal that last kill. It's successful, but here Taciturn Panther should be happy nonetheless. This Brigida going in deep. Wuligao looking like they're Genji, slicing through everyone, but not on that character. What an immaculate play there. And here Taciturn Panther holding LGD to just 2 points.
Yeah, Brigitte is a support character, by the way. I mean, look at, as you mentioned, kind of like Genji, just going into the backline and making sure everyone on that last fight was dead. And it looked like, the Graviton had come out and Gushu had gotten a huge triple kill as well. So a really good job there from the Brigitte, from Wuligao there, to make sure that they didn't get it. That's the most important thing, right? Is they did not get that last tick. So the win condition is set for HTP here. If they get it all the way, that's their win, and we're going to be going to a game 5.
Yeah, here Taciturn Panther absolutely want this map 5 here. They know what is on the line. Both of these teams with just such a slight map differential between the two of them, and both of them at 2-1. It's very important not to go 2-2 at this stage of the season. Being 3-2 does not guarantee your way into playoffs. So you got to make sure you get this win right here, right now, and try and be 3-1. That sets yourself up to potentially be 4-1 by the time the season's over. And that would be absolutely fantastic for both of these teams. Here, Taciturn Panther right now are not giving up without a fight. And now they've, not only that, but they've set themselves up for, just this one last push, right? This is the decision maker. Can LGD hold them off and deny a map 5? Or will here Taciturn Panther not only force a map 5, but potentially put themselves into playoffs or the route to playoffs here? This is huge for both of these teams. I can't wait to see what unfolds.
And it looks like, here Taciturn Panther going to go back to what they're comfortable with, as well as LGG. The Genji Widow dive, very standard for China. They seem to love it. And, it looks like actually I'm wrong about the first one, but LGD going to be very comfortable here. Taciturn Panther, not sure what they're going to come out with just yet. Looks like he might be the double sniper round.
Yeah, at least the start here Taciturn Panther on offense. I think they might make a change. Yeah, Wuligao changing over. They see that there's a Genji. So all right, we might not want to have 2 snipers here. Eileen might be able to run rampant on both of the snipers. And they also see, okay, there is a Genji. Why not put out the Brigida to deal with that backline harassment Eileen is definitely going to inevitably bring. So with Lily doing a lot of work on the Widowmaker, having that Bree next to him, Wuligao should be able to do as much work as they did on the last point of Gibraltar. We saw Wuligao getting 3 or 4 kills toward the tail end of the map. That was big for here Taciturn Panther to keep LGD at bay. So this composition should pay off for HTP. We'll see though, this payload has been moving unmitigated so far, and HTP realizing LGD's not even pushing anymore. It's just the Widowmaker over there, so they're gonna push up a little bit. Eileen doing some damage on the high ground, forcing these tanks to be a little aggressive from HTP, and in fact, instead of Winston gets to do that, Wuligao, look at that, just concussing Eileen for that early kill. Wuligao also gets another one, a 64 advantage now. Tanchio looks to try and take care of the Valkyrie and Mercy, but Secret returns favor, gets rid of Waimai, 5v4 for LGD. Ink though cutting down Shy, that Diva finding Shy, and it's been Ink a lot of this time finding the Widowmaker, but throughout all of that, here Taciturn Panther just walks the payload forward.
Yeah, and Wooligout is seems to be very comfortable on this Brigitte, getting his full combo onto the Genji, making sure Eileen, isn't able to play the game anymore. And Eileen is going to go down to why am I again? So Eileen not really having the value he would like to have on this Genji so far, is going to have Blade Suit, but look at all the ultimates on the other side, Rapture. They have the Transcendence, they have the Valve, they even have the Rally. So many support ults for Eileen to cut through. It's going to be very difficult for him.
Yeah, just dealing with the Transcendence alone might not even be possible, but Ink will also force anyone into cover. Wooligout has Rally to continue to bolster HTP, so yeah, I'm not sure how Eileen will be able to do that on their own. Guzia is going to try, hopefully, force something out with the Primal Rage. Here it comes. Throwing that out, see what they can do. Tanchio upstairs looking to try and wait this out a little bit, doesn't want to take any damage. And Guzio so far hasn't really gotten anything at all off that Primal Rage, so now it's going to be up to Secret as a Transcendence. On the end of it, though, gets rid of Lily, so I would chalk that up as to, I guess, making the Primal Rage worth it, but 117, there's no one there to stop him from getting the res. So LGD still kind of throwing things down and it not sticking yet. The payload has come to a halt. 4 minutes remaining here. And there's Wooligout going down from Guzia, jumping onto them, and LGD gonna push to this advantage. Nice
what a
deflect. Eileen putting that shot back to Lily between the eyes, and LGD is gonna shut down HTP at 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Speaking of things that are getting value there, 117 at the start, Valve just kind of nonchalantly there. They didn't really do anything with it as well with the rally that came out from Wooligout. They just kind of sat on ceremony a little bit in the backline and didn't really use that to their advantage. If you're going to be using that Mercy Valve, you really want to either use it defensively or when you're going in, Valve aggressively. But there they kind of just sat on ceremony and didn't really do much with it. So I want to see, the next time 117 gets this Valkyrie, maybe use it a little bit better.
LGD now set themselves to holding 3 minutes and 20 seconds on second phase here for Taciturn Panther. And Tanchio going down very low as they try and contest Shy. Guzia will get rid of 117, no rest for Taciturn Panther, so LGD can be aggressive. They have to worry about Wooligout, who's still alive. Gets rid of Only Wish, and it's again Wooligout doing
gosh.
Look at all this damage from Wooligout. There's the kill on Zauzia. Now Lily finds a low Widowmaker in the corner. Shy can't get out of that one. That's a pick onto Guzia. They did not expect that. Wow. Here Taciturn Panther is just rubbing salt in the wound right now. And now they have 4 minutes and 16 seconds going into the second phase.
Secret's gonna go down. Only Wish is gonna go down as well, Rapture. That's both support. That's gonna be a lot of free push that they're gonna have, and it looks like they're gonna push their advantage just a little bit more here at Taciturn Panther. Tanchio just gonna sit in the side here, and Lily there at the end, absolutely popping off. That's what we wanted to see when they came in. That Widow specialist that we talked about, definitely, getting them through that last point.
And that stagger also giving a good amount of ult charge to Taciturn Panther too, and they'll be able to proactively use those extra sight lines from Lily as they pop their Widowmaker ultimate here. So they know where LGD is going to be before they turn around the corner, and they're taking advantage of it. Anyone that LGD tries to throw in there, they already saw it coming. And here Taciturn Panther getting a bunch of these kills, and that converts to 3. Secret will res one of them. But look at this, Kenobi. Just under 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 30 seconds here. Taciturn Panther's approaching the end of the map here. If Shy can try and pick up the Widowmaker, that might be enough to help turn the tables, but they don't have a good sight line. Oh, barely able to get a shot off, and here Taciturn Panther's Lily is able to fall into corner just in time. Finds cover and then gets rid of Secret. There's an advantage that to take advantage of. Tanchio has the primary, trying to dislodge this Hanzo. Ink will pick up the slack, killing Shy. Again, Ink all over Shy on this part. That's actually proving to be a big deal for Taciturn Panther, along with Wooligout just popping off. LGD can't stop them from completing the map. And Kenobi, we're going to it. We're going to map 5, yeah.
Yeah, game 5. I mean, I guess Panda on the desk here, happy that's going to be going to a game 5 here. Kind of gets a chance to be right. Unfortunately for Scribe, does not, because he predicted 3-1 for HTP. So, they're going to have a little bit of banter on the desk. Yeah, he was like 3-1. I'm putting my foot down. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying he just like 3-1. That was it.
Yeah, 3-1. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna be playing out. But I mean, this series definitely does deserve a game 5. I believe these teams have been neck and neck with how they've been playing. Lily, the Widow, savior, the super sub kind of came in for HTP there and did a lot of good job of making sure Shy was left uncoverable. And also, Wooligout and Brigitte was absolutely decimating LGD there. They had no idea what to do. So we're going to a game 5 Rapture. I can't wait to see what happens.
And neither can I, but we do have to take a quick break to get situated. Don't go anywhere, anyone. Map 5 between LGD and here Taciturn Panthers coming your way on the other side of this break.
Feeling like there's no other way. Yeah. Talk about a long night trip. No, no, no. Don't ever wait. You kept traces of my past. Your frames are divided in my thoughts. Yeah. Dance so I can feel your lips. Oh no, no. Don't ever look away. You fill the spaces in my heart. been catching feels, I've been catching flights. Maybe we can chill when I get the time. Told you I'ma call, I ain't mean to lie. The writing on the wall, if we read between the lines, I'm in the fast lane. In my rearview mirror, I see her alive. I've been in the fast lane. Now I'm blinded by the glow of the lights. Baby, now I'm saying so long. So long. Got tonight by sunlight, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. The writing on the wall.
Welcome back, Overwatchers, to our 5th and final map of this set between LGD Gaming and here Taciturn Panther. I am Rapture here with Kenobi, bringing you this Week 4 matchup here at Overwatch Contenders China Season 2 of 2018. The English coverage brought to you by Broadcast.gg. It's going to be a pretty exciting map. Both teams neck and neck. It's super close. Both of these teams 2-1 going into this set. They're 2-2 in the current set. And now we have a map 5 tiebreaker to see who will come out on top. Kenobi, are you ready for this one?
Definitely ready for it. We said at the start, this could be the series that went 5 games, and these two teams seem incredibly close here. It looks like Lily, the star Widowmaker player that came in for that first map, is going to be staying on, I believe. So Effort not going to be in this last map. We don't know what map that's going to be yet, but it's definitely going to be a bloodbath between these two teams, and it's going to be very, very close, I assume.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would hope that we get an exciting map because it has been exciting throughout this entire set. We've seen the likes of Woolygao popping off as a support. We've seen the craziness of Shy going off on the Tracer, on the Widowmaker, and then some. But then Lily brought in that Bounty Hunter to assassinate Shy and a moment's notice, pretty much. As we get our 5th and final map, we're about to find out, and it's going to be Ilios, our tiebreaker. A best of 3 on Ilios will decide which team will take this set. It is 2-2. And Kenobi, both of these teams looking very strong, but LGD gotten the best of towards the end as here Taciturn Panther just won on Gibraltar.
Yeah, and LGD won the first control map, which was Lijiang, I believe, and they won that first one it was a tight game. It was Oasis rather. It was a tight game, 2-1. Both teams could have gone either way. So I expect the same thing from this map that we're going to be seeing out from these two teams. And it looks like I'm not sure which map we're going to be going to first out of all 3 of them, but man, whatever we see, it's going to be interesting to see. Is Lily just going to be this one-trick Widow player, or does he have anything else to bring out of his back pocket?
Honestly, though, like you put it that way, but it might be all they need, especially if they get Ilios Ruins, because that plays right into Widowmaker on that first pick. And it looks like we have gotten it. There it is. So
hey,
Ilios
Nostradamus
Ruins.
Rapture coming out with
Lily
the
will be able to continue to run that Widowmaker, no problem. Of course, I mean Shy's gonna go on the Widowmaker now. It's really up to what are they going to do for those other DPS slots. Here, Taciturn Panther has foregone it for the triple support. It's LGD that's going for the dual sniper.
Yeah, and we saw last series, or last map rather, what Woolygao could do to the backline of LGD here was absolutely a nuisance. Basically being a Genji in the backline, getting all the kills he could, and bashing them with the mace. So, but Lily's going to get a huge pick onto YMI at the start. That's going to cost them a resurrection.
Yeah, and I like this. At 117, forced to go over to res YMI. That's the cue for Guzia to jump right in as the Winston, knowing the Marcy's not in the back there. Puts on some pressure, but then here Taciturn Panther rotates towards the top left to get away from that dive from LGD. And the rotation's working out. Oh, a boop off. Oh, great play there. The boop, and then Lily picks up Shy as he tries to keep himself alive. Great play there. An amazing shot. But can they convert that into a point capture? Here, Taciturn Panther halfway to taking point C here, but the kill feed's going all LGD. Guzia and Secret getting on the board alongside Eileen, and now they just have to stagger this D.Va, which is a great payoff for LGD, and they will take that first completion.
Yeah, and Gucci, they're doing a great job of making sure to pressure Lily off of that way. Lily ended up getting the shot on the Shy, but at the cost of his own life and the cost of the rest of his team fight. So I like that they're kind of helping Shy a little bit with this Widow battle. Gucci, staying in the backline of here, Taciturn Panther, making sure Lily is as uncomfortable as possible.
Well, Eileen saucing that Dragon Strike right under the feet of YMI and company, and YMI will go down here. Taciturn Panther taking an early loss. Eileen trying to push it, missing, but finally finds the kill onto Lily. There's another one. Guzia also gets one. Yauzia finding YMI as they turn tail and retreat. Their tails are between their legs. Guzia finds Ink, and Tanchio, another big stagger. LGD is staggering here, Taciturn Panther every single time, Kenobi. And that's earning them a lot of percentage.
And this isn't looking that good as Wuligao gets really low there from Lily, but it's not looking too good for here. Taciturn Panther they might think of switching it up a little bit. Lily gonna have to kind of stay on this Widow because Shy is such a nuisance on the other end. But Wuligao's gonna be switching over to the Tracer, so this is gonna be good. Gonna be able to put a little bit more pressure onto Shy and Eileen in the backline as well as the supports.
Shy looking for someone to peek out towards the supports there, and the Hanzo, there it is. There's the Tracer. It's Wuligao trying to harass in the back line. Lily finds Only Wish. Now it's a 6v4 advantage for here, Taciturn Panther, as Yaozia goes down to Ink. That should be enough for Tanchio, who's Primal Raging, to go towards Mega, and then jump right back in. Indeed they do, forcing away both the Zenyatta and the Hanzo, distracting them. Here, Taciturn Panther is able to convert this into a capture.
And even though Wuligao isn't able to get the one clip, just having that presence of the Tracer in the backfield is going to be able to, it's going to scare Shy a little bit, you know, make him play a little bit more passive and make him check his corners a little bit more, not hard focused on scoping in front of him. So really like this pick coming out from Wuligao, and he's doing a great job of being that kind of pest, little mosquito in the backline.
Eileen has this Dragon Strike. Whenever this Diva gets knocked away, they don't want to get Dragon Strike, but might as well just take advantage of them being out of harm's way. It goes right down that right side corridor, but finds nothing. And Shy also having to fall back, realizing, hey, the rest of my team getting obliterated here. And Lily will get rid of Shy there as we cut away from them. Wuligao will help stagger this Diva again. Every single time these fights have been won, it's both teams staggering the Divas. It's Hero Taciturn Panther returning the favor to LGD.
And I like that Eileen's going to be switching onto the Brigitte here. Before on the Hanzo, he was having a time, you know, he was getting a couple of picks, but those Dragon Strikes just weren't hitting Pater like you thought they would. So he's going to be switching onto the Brigitte here, going to do a good job of also making sure that Wuligao isn't able to just wreak havoc in the backline.
65% here now for Hero Taciturn Panther. Lily's about to have eyes. Hunter's about to have Primal Rage. Lily's about to have Pulse Bomb. So Hero Taciturn Panther getting closer and closer to critical mass. Well, look at LGD's percentages. They're almost nothing. They have no ult charge really, except for Shy and Only Wish. And they need more important ultimates than those really. LGD find themselves in a big deficit. They gotta get things done without them. Yaozia finding, demecking, and killing Ink. And with the kill from the Winston Guzia onto Lily, that's a 6v4 advantage to LGD. It is even out a little bit by Wuligao and the rest. Now 5v5 here, but it's 90% now. Here we go, going in harder. LGD needs to get some presence on the point or they will lose the first phase of Ilios, the Hero Taciturn Panther. Wuligao going in deep, trying to cut off the support line from getting back towards spawn and rejoin the rest of the team. Wuligao now pressuring the Winston. He goes down, his kill stolen by Waimai. LGD losing numbers and losing them fast. Overtime ticking away. They got 2/3 of the point, but they don't have the numbers to keep it alive. Tanchio and the Diva forcing off the opposing Diva. Yaozio goes down, tries to get back on the recontest. Still
Lily
staggered here as Lily finding Shy. It's been Lily all day. 2K from Lily. The second kill was onto Shy. Wuligao with the pulse out to Yaozio. Ink's still alive. Lily's still alive. Overtime ticking away and confirmed. It's 1-0 now for HTP.
And they got some, you mentioned it before, if they started Ruins, it was going to be very good for them because Lily has been winning the Widow battle. Secret Agent Lily coming in, the Bounty Hunter, as you mentioned, is able to be, you know, has been shutting down Shy pretty much the entire time he's been in the game, and he's been doing such a good job. And, you know, it's also credit Wuligao for switching over to the Tracer and making sure that, you know, Lily, or Shy rather, is a little bit uncomfortable and isn't just doing the 1v1. He has to be dealing with Tracer as well. And that forces Eileen to switch over to something like the Brigitte. So a lot of, you know, reactive switches coming in that, you know, basically HTP is making LGD do.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out here as we go to our second phase of Ilios, potentially the last phase of this entire set. We're going to Lighthouse. Eileen has swapped over to the Pharah, but they still have to contest against Lily's Widowmaker, who's proven it might be the best Widowmaker on the server. Wuligao on this Tracer did so much unmitigated damage to LGD. Can the DPS of Pharah and Tracer from Eileen and Shy respectively keep up with HTP? Well, so far they've set the bar. Eileen gets that first kill onto Lily, so far so good. LGD gonna just start transitioning over towards the point to try and confirm this first completion.
Yeah, we saw on Oasis Eileen's Pharah, and it was pretty good, you know, comboed with that Pharmacy, and it's going to be able to do a lot of damage here, basically for free. Nothing really besides the Widowmaker to counter it, and the Diva as well. But if Lily is taken out of the fight early, it's going to be very hard for them to get Eileen out of the air, as Lily is going to get the kill, but the point is most likely going to go to LGD here.
And that's the problem we saw earlier in this set, is these Pharahs like Eileen are able to reign supreme in the air, and no one's there like quickly enough to take care of the Pharah. And LGD, this might be their ticket to winning this phase here, Kenobi.
And I like that LGD has taken Shy on this Tracer here. You know, I talked about it before on the other side when it was HGP taking the Tracer. It's going to be able to do a lot of pressure and put a lot of pressure onto Lily and to the backline, as it looks like Shy right now is going to try and put a little bit of pressure onto, you know, Lily, make sure that he is as comfortable as possible. But he does get the kill onto Eileen.
I was going to say, Shy not there quick enough. And Lily finds the kill on Eileen, so Shy will pick them up, but it's a little late. Lily had already gotten the kill. Shy now putting pressure on their counterpart, Woolygao, on the other Tracer, has the Pulse Bomb, likely waiting for Woolygao to get off cooldown, or they're going to use it on the Diva Matrix, on the Diva mech. We'll see which one they go for. Shy has the Zenyatta, might be able to pick up the kill, but they're bolted up by the Mercy. Sees both supports out, tries to get both, but it's only a Transcendence they get from Wymai. Now Woolygao gets some kills, and here Taciturn Panther off that Transcendence are going to continue to play aggressive, find some more kills, or at least force LGD off the point, and they are successful, and they will get that first capture for HTP.
And Woolygau's going to get Gushu on the way out, the fadeaway, so a little bit more time that's going to be eating off the clock. They're at 51% for LGD, so that's pretty good for them. You know, that's halfway through, and Woolygau here going to try and get a little bit of a flank, and maybe he can one-shot the Mercy.
Yeah, that would be pretty clutch here for them to try and get back into this. 20% now for here Taciturn Panther. They have a couple ultimates under their, under their arm, but LGD really what they need to do is use their ultimate to stay alive against likes of Lily. Yeah, Lily finds that first kill onto the Winston, and another one onto Secret.
Oh, Lily.
6v4 advantage, all earned by Lily. Ink finds Eileen, 6v3, LGD just like that. It looked like they were able to get the point, but they split themselves up. The ones going for the point get obliterated, the rest are staggered back.
They need to start hard focusing Lily here. Lily is just being left by himself, and Eileen gonna switch over to the Widow himself, so just gonna take matters into his own hands here off that Pharah, even foregoes the barrage, so that proves how much of a nuisance Lily has been to this team of LGD here, and almost has that carry potential on him right now, as Eileen's gonna try and peek a little bit and see what he can do, try and win this Widow battle.
Yeah, Lily almost looks like they're kind of just playing in training mode right now, just taking off targets left and right very easily without breaking a sweat, as Woolygao doing the rest of the work here on the ground, gets rid of that Winston, forces the res up from Oliwish, and then Tanchiel finds Shy. LGD's DPS line has been shut down. Eileen and Shy are just being completely squished by Lily, Woolygao, and the tanks of Hero Taciturn and Panther. LGD, though, will be finding these kills, but it's not the DPS, it's Secret going off. It's the tanks and supports combining to pick up the slack, and just in time, LGD recaptures the point.
Yeah, Secret unleashing his inner Jonak there just a little bit, and they're going to get Lily too as well, so that's a little bit of a stagger that they have to their name. And the ultimate economy for LGD is actually looking pretty good compared to Hero Taciturn and Panther. They have 4 ults to their name, Secret, you know, a little bit close towards that Transcendence, but man, Hero Taciturn and Panther only have the Valkyrie and the Diva Bomb to their name, so LGD looking really good in the ult economy part.
Yeah, they are, and they're going to need it because there's probably only maybe one more clean fight, maybe 2 going into this. And Hero Taciturn and Panther, they're just capturing the point. They have 3/4 of it, essentially, as Tanchiel finds Secret. The rest of the team kind of get off the point and try and deal with it. Uziao just diving right in, jumps down with the Primal Rage. Transcendence is waiting for them, though. Woolygao and Eileen fighting off. Lily goes down to Eileen, though. Woolygao just harassing, looking for the other Tracer who's discorded. Now they have a Diva in their face. The Diva gets out of their grill. Now rejoining the Zenyatta, who's Transcendencing. Oh, Oliwish going down way too early and possibly off the map. Looks like this other Mercy, 117, might be able to get caught off too, and indeed they are. Shy picks him up. LGD 5% away. Overtime taken away, but here Taciturn and Panthers in control of the point here as they've taken it away. As the fight went down, Ink now getting hit.
This is last fight.
I think this is it here, Kenobi. Here Taciturn Panther, they're holding on. They're able to steal this point off. It's Secret though. Eileen and Secret still.
Eileen pops off.
Oh my God! Just in the last second, Eileen and Secret. It looked like here Taciturn Panther had stolen away the point and won the fight. They get the kills. LGD might be able to do this, and at the 99% mark, they have tied it up. And we're not done just yet. Ilios is not over. We're going to another round. Look at this. We're going to a well round here. Just 1-1. LGD at the last moments stealing it back.
This is what this map deserves. Basically last set, last stock Rapture map 5. You know all about that, man. We've been in here, and this is definitely what it deserves. I mean, Eileen there taking matters into his own hands. It's usually Shy playing that Widow, but man, always gets onto the Widow by himself and says, you know what, I'm gonna be the carry. I'm shutting down Lily, and we're gonna backpet, and I'm gonna put you guys in my backpet.
Look at me, I am the carry now.
I am the carry now.
Now, an even fight here, and neither team going for that immediate cheese, right? We don't see an Orisa or a Roadhog. Like, both of these teams, like, nah, this is like a pure, like, I think both of these teams are showing they have respect for one another to just, like, go out, put out their best, not try and gimmick out the other team. They're going to put out their best characters, show their best stuff. They've been doing it all set, and we have to thank them for putting on such an amazing show for us. LGD and here Taciturn Panther fighting like their lives depend on it, and right now it might actually, their playoff contention might ride on this one round of Ilios. And LGD getting first blood, getting those first 2 kills to Winston. Guzia, absolutely an MVP Winston out here, getting a bunch of kills. The last one stolen away from Yaozio, but we might as well confirm that for 3. Great plays here, and LGD letting here Taciturn Panther grab a little bit of the point, but they're going to be the ones that actually complete it.
Yeah, and HTP dived in really deep into basically the spawn of LGD there at the end, and just the dive was not coordinated enough, as Lily's gonna go down here, and there's a lot, you know, the dive coordination from HTP not looking as crisp and clean as it is for LGD, as LGD played a very, you know, passive style of dive, waited for the enemy to come to them, and then pounced on their opportunity. And now look at their ult economy, Rapture. They are so close to so many ultimate abilities, and for here Taciturn Panther, only the pulse bomb to have their name.
Yeah, critical mass approaching for LGD. And that's great. They already have 25% of the point. Here, Taciturn Panther has to make a lot work with very little. Look at this. LGD is steamrolling here at Taciturn Panther without popping very much of anything. Eileen will use that infra sight to keep everyone in their eyes. Shy, I believe, used the pulse bomb and is already building towards their next one.
Stagger.
Look at this stagger, Kenobi. LGD are playing with their food right now.
Yeah, they're playing with their food. 50% basically for them already. Wuligao gonna switch over to the Brigitte to try and deal with Shy in the backline, but Eileen also is doing such a good job on this Widowmaker, keeping Lily in check so far. Already had the infrared sight before he did, so he's doing a really good job as well. And ultimate still, LGD, both support ultimates online for them right now.
Yeah, LGD slowly losing that ultimate lead that they built, but it's definitely worth the trade-off. They've gotten almost now 70%. It's totally worth it. Oh, Shy cutting down Conchio, but Lily picking him up. Gets Eileen. Shy gets another one. 5v4 advantage to Wooligow. 4v4. Shy gets cut down. Yaoziao looking for this Widowmaker. Lily has to get out of dodge, but falls back, gets healed up. And now Yaoziao gets break comboed. Super low. Less than half HP. Has a self-destruct to stay in the fight, but LGD is really just wringing out the rest of this fight to try and squeeze out as much value as they can. 90% now, 91% post for LGD. I would say it's totally worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it, because now it's last fight territory, because if they win basically one fight and cap the point, that's 9%. That's a lot. It's a very short amount of time for the enemy team to come back into the fight, so definitely good from them. And they didn't even waste anything for that. They only used Valkyrie, really. They kept their Transcendence, kept all their other ultimates, so they definitely have a lot of ultimates to their name. As Shy's gonna flank around, and if he gets his Pulse Bomb Rapture, it could be deadly.
Oh, Shy doesn't even need to use it. Finds Waimai, gets the headshots, gets the kill quickly. Oh, that Mercy 117 in a bad area, but they have to recall. Throws the pulse button down, just barely whiffs onto Wooligow. Now Shy finding them, but Secret steals the kill. Yasuo finds Sanchio. It's all LGD. They're snowballing and piling on, finding the kills and staggering 117 as well as Ink. LGD finding these kills and staggering Wooligow. This is huge. Here, Taciturn Panther cannot afford to lose all of this. LGD finding the kills at the last ditch. Desperation attempt. Transcendence there from the Zenyatta. Waimai eventually goes down, as is Wooligow. Overtime taken away.
That's
LGD has it in their grasp. They played everything. All the ultimates were burned, and it was totally worth it. A scorched earth strategy, and it works out well for LGD. They will take it 2-1 here on Ilios and 3-2 in the set. Congratulations, LGD. They're now 3-1 in the season.
LGD, man, what a brawl that was between both these teams. And I mean, fitting that it went to last map there on well there. Really great play coming out from both teams, and LGD using their ultimate economy so well, abusing the fact that they had their ultimates, and just the overwhelming ult economy was just too much for HTP at the end there, unfortunately. And LGD really making a good push here for playoffs. And Eileen, what can't this guy do? He switches to Widow, switches to Pharah, just plays whatever just to make sure his team can win. Great play coming out from him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. An excellent set. I really want to hear what the desk has to talk about it. So, Moose, the rest of the gang, how would you take it away?
Thanks, guys. Thanks. And good cast on the day all the way through game maximum Overwatch today. And again, we have Panda, we have Scribe. Let's go ahead and dive into it. We got a lot to cover here. Coming off of the halftime, we're saying that it was HTP's game to lose. Looks like that is what happened. But let's go all the way back to Temple of Anubis, guys. looking at like HGP defense, they lost a bit on the overextending. Scribe, I think you had some awesome points just about their them being like kind of a cold start team. If they get off to a cold start, it just really bothers them for the rest of the time. So talk me through just Anubis as a whole. What did you see from this score on HGP and just a cold start nature?
Yeah, so the issue with the kind of like having a cold start, and what I mean by that is like oftentimes like HCP relies on a lot of staging to kind of set up a lot of their dives. So what happens is they want to get into comfortable positions where they're not really burning as many cooldowns. So they want to get to a certain area, have all their mobility, and then execute from there. So one of the big things that we saw at least on offense and kind of things that they struggled with on offense was how do we really dislodge Eileen from this Junkrat like high ground position, and then how do we engage off of that? And that's kind of like the big point here, right? Because you have to kind of go solo. You have to force your tank to immediately jump in. And Tantra has been like amazingly solid on Winston and Reinhardt. But the issue here is that now when he has to move forward and he has to be the one to kind of like start this on his own, it does drag someone like Ink along to help him. We know how valuable Ink has been to peeling for the backline as well as providing that connection, even as Zarya. On D.Va, he's not able to do that as effectively. He has to fully commit his own body to kind of go forward to help his Winston, and he's not able to protect his backline.
I mean, once you use all those moving capabilities as well, Scribe, you're pretty much in no man's land. I mean, if the Winston's gone and you're just a D.Va inside a mech at that point, you're almost just asking to proc her passive just to get staggered off there. And towards the end, it's a very unfortunate scenario, especially when you're facing a top line DPS line like Eileen just coming to life, man.
Awesome, and I think I like her bringing up now the pressure onto Ink, right? So in our discussions too about between the maps, we're wondering like whose job is it really to deny Shy on the Tracer? We saw the swap from Effort onto the Brigitte, struggled with that, and they lost Temple of Anubis. So Panda, I want to go to you. Going into Watcher Gibraltar, we saw Lily come in, and then it was believe it was Wooly Gao who was playing the Brigitte. So how did that play out with those swaps and for the squad?
Just as a Brigetta as a whole, it's something that everybody has to understand as a team-based game, that it's not always just a support that plays it or your DPS line that plays it. Sometimes it's actually your off tank that plays it. You can look at the upper epsilons of even Overwatch League. I mean, the off tank of Dallas Fuel, Mickey, literally the Brigetta player for this team, and it comes to life. In fact, sometimes you just need to figure out amidst all of your teammates in such a big core roster like Hero Taciturn Panther to figure out which individual competitive player suits best with the Shield Maiden herself. When you start figuring that out, you can start taking the backline 1v1s to the Tracer of Shy and winning the team fight from your backline forward. It's just a little bit more of a macro and that patient play that you have to be ready for. Holding on to that shield bash, not using it for movement, very difficult for one. You want to always shield bash the main tank as they're coming in to punish them. As you know, when the main tank is down, it's very hard to sustain a defense regardless of what is happening. But you have to hold it on for that Tracer who is continuously running amok in your backline. I always make the fun analogy that there are two different kinds of Tracers, those that decimate your backline and those that just pepper your backline. Shy is definitely the one that creates enough space by himself in the backline. One clips, half clips, he's always there for the cleanup.
Yeah, but with that being said, that's kind of like what we were missing on Watchpoint Gibraltar. That's kind of like at the end of the day why LGD really did drop that set. Is LGD is very dependent on having that presence from Shy and Eileen to really pull forward. When Wooly Gao went to that brigade, he essentially neutralized a big playmaker on the side of LGD, and that's kind of really what helps that defense get settled, right? When you realize you can start brawling on point, you have these advantages with the rally coming online, having that additional shield, and more importantly, just being able to stay patient, holding ultimates, and ensuring that you're focusing correctly. That's really what we need to do. Eileen had a really good start, and we did see, how good his Genji is, but that kind of starts deteriorating, right? Once Lily starts getting online again, once he's able to start hitting his shots, we saw those periods of time where Lily did look very, very good, and maybe we'll talk about them more for that tiebreaker, but you have to imagine Wooly Gao making that big switch there, taking out some of the damage, but at the same time, making sure that you're able to brawl and win. That's exactly what you want to do when you see that brigade.
I love the flexibility from Wooly Gao. Again, the swap coming in with Lily coming in and replacing Effort. It really seemed to assure the team together, right? Once they started getting to their groove, like they lost point A actually pretty convincingly, and it almost lost point B very quickly too. But then the Brigitte came in and they were able to stabilize that, and then and only then Lily, once set up, was able to really pop off here. And so I saw you guys also commenting about the aggression from Lily too. So that might be a good time to just I guess let's open up just to the second half overall in terms of the themes of how we saw the teams play out. And so including even Ilios too. Panda, I mean, talk me through, I think Ruins was kind of a set defining a stage in terms of Ilios. With how Lily was performing, we noticed a lot of aggression. So, what were your thoughts on this Lily Widowmaker versus Shy on the Widowmaker on the other side?
Well, Lily, when coming out on Widowmaker on Gibraltar, very, very quiet, almost completely suppressed, and then came to life. The first map was Ruins. In fact, Widowmaker's playground for Ilios. It came up huge time and time again, finding those shots, really enabling the rest of the team to be enabled to continue to hold down that W key. We saw that it was literally the tank line in between TankU and Ink as well, really coming to life on that Winston and Diva, continuing to pressure forward and opening up more sniper opportunities for Lily time and time again. It was only until then that we saw the flexibility play against them that we saw a turn for the worse. But Lily coming out on the Widowmaker, a little shy at the beginning, but really, really loud towards the end of this end of the series.
Yeah, he was a little shy at the beginning, and that was kind of the big issue from them, was the fact that Lily was peaking so aggressive, and that's why I love to watch against kind of like mechanical players fight against each other, is because Shy is so used to being the most aggressive person on the map at once. He's so used to being able to take these aggressive angles and then immediately jump over somewhere else to try to find another position to fire from. But Lily was just re-peaking the same angles. He was basically sure that like he could grapple almost anywhere and then like in motion hit a bunch of these shots, right? And we saw him do that a lot. A lot of these, grapples high, but pressuring Shy makes it so that he cannot execute. And honestly, I'm very surprised at what Lily was able to do.
Huge bright spot. And again, I love this. Even the teams in their loss are able to look really good and take something moving forward with them, as will be LGD Gaming. They take this series and pretty much secure their playoff spot. Still room for HTP at 2-2 on the season now, as we only have one more game left for this group in the group stages. But let's go ahead and just take final points here. Panda, I do have to acknowledge you did get your prediction right, so very good job there. And in terms of the 3-2 win for this squad. So let's take it. I'll give you guys 10 seconds each. Just give me actually, let's do this. In 3 words, how do you feel we can summarize this match? I know it's a little bit tough, but we'll try to keep it with that. Panda, I'm going to throw it to you first.
We take those.
Okay. That's for HTP. They take those.
They take those.
And they'll take this loss too. Scribe, how about you?
That's true.
Shy is heavy.
Okay. All right, guys. Awesome stuff. We'll get in the next match set up and going. This is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a great one. Lucky Future Zenith versus T1W Esports. Don't go anywhere.